and which is really what we want to do for our players as well as our game, is so that they too have an entitlement to be called, to be household names. And I think it's another step on that route.
And finally, Catherine, of course, streaming again. You've embraced streaming a lot this year in Croke Park as well, in Burr, and the first time, of course, in Simple Stadium.
Yeah, and I think I suppose that's another part of what we want to do. Is to bring the game to as many people as possible. Absolutely, it's great to be on TV, and we've had that with our league final and with our semi-finals last year and final. But the streaming is very important for us. It brings us to an audience that's outside of the country as well. Brings us to as well as a big audience in the country. So what we want to do is to get the game out there, because the only way you can get people can know what the game is about is for people to see it. So it's great to be working with yourselves again, Liam, for this game and hopefully for many more games up into the future, because it's a way for everybody to see our game. And really what you want is from anyone who's kind of 5 years of age up to 95 years of age, you want them to be able to have access, you want them to be able to see it. And if they can't get to the games here, or if they feel it's too far to get to the game, at least they can see it. And hopefully what that will do is build an audience broader than just those that are following the particular teams involved on the day. And we will see that audience hopefully steamroll and move and get bigger as time moves on. So it's just one of the things, the initiatives that we've taken on board between this year and last year. And we're delighted, with ourselves, with Littlewoods, that it's something that they have come on board with again this year for us. And we'll be hoping that again it'll broaden the audience, broaden the appeal, and as I say, the most important thing is that people will see that what Camogie is about, that it's a fast game, it's a quick game, it's a game with high skill, and it's a game of great passion.
Okay, Catherine, thank you very much. We're going to call in a couple of other guests in a moment. Thank you for joining us. We're going to call in Cian Nelson of the Camogie Association and Inda Doherty from Littlewoods as well, who are the event sponsors, of course, the championship sponsors, and also the sponsors of the broadcast today as well, Littlewoods. I'm going to start with you, Inda, because it is a very important year for Littlewoods. It's the first time the Camogie leagues have been sponsored, and for Littlewoods Ireland, part of your getting into this area, getting into women's sport, supporting women's sport, and all of that.
Yeah, I think it's a start of a very important relationship between ourselves and the Camogie Association. Being a national title sponsor for the first ever time for the National Camogie League is something that we're very proud of, and we will continue to promote over our 3-year relationship. This is an innovation which is in line with our brand and what we want to do going forward, especially in the Irish market. So we feel it's a good fit between the two partners. Tell
us a bit about the brand. I know you have Anna Geary as your style ambassador here today as well, and she's going to be our match analyst. Tell us a bit more about the brand.
So we're Ireland's leading online retailer. We've got over 70,000 products. We've got 2.5 million site views every month, and we continue to try and lead out and be Ireland's leading online retailer.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Inda. Cian Nelson of the Camogie Association. Cian, a big day for Camogie, as we've been saying to Catherine as well. Huge interest in this game, of course. The other semi-final going to head today as well in Páirc Uí Rinn.
Yeah, it's a massive day. It's obviously getting towards the business end of the league, and it's one of the biggest days of the year so far in Camogie. And two great sides here today: Galway, Kilkenny. Two sides very familiar with each other from last year. They played in the league final, obviously last year first and foremost. Kilkenny came out on top, and then Kilkenny came out on top in the All Ireland semi-final. So it's a big day for both these teams, and likewise down in Páirc Uí Rinn, Cork and Limerick are very familiar with each other from last year's league campaign as well. Cork, I think, will fancy themselves having been All Ireland finalists and unlucky runners up in the All Ireland last year, but Limerick are very much an upcoming county. So two great matches, very hard to see kind of who'll come out on top in either of them. So it's exciting now to see how the matches go today.
Yes, and Kilkenny, of course, did suffer some reverses in the league in getting this far.
They did, and I suppose that's a new challenge for them. They've been the team to beat this year. I suppose they were waiting 22 years for their first All Ireland, and now they've got that pressure on them of being the team to beat in terms of, as far as everyone else being concerned. They're the reigning league champions, so they have a lot on the line today, first and foremost, to get through to the final again, to put themselves in a chance of retaining the title. But I think that's been shown today. It's up to everyone else's game to try and catch them, and they were in a very tough group, obviously, with Cork and Wexford. So I suppose they'll be toughened from that experience for today. So they'll be trying to put those defeats behind them. Galway similarly were in a tough group and excelled. 100% record to beat Limerick the last day. Who Limerick are obviously now in the other semi-final. So Galway too have had a test, but it'll be interesting to see now how the two teams match up on the day today.
And you're a Donegal man, I believe, isn't that right?
Yeah, I am.
How are you feeling for the year ahead for your home county?
Hopeful. It's been a good been a good league campaign. I think a lot of people weren't expecting where we'd go with that. So yeah, fingers crossed we might get into August this year, hopefully. But yeah, it's for me personally, it's my first time at a Camogie game, so I'm looking forward to being here today. A lot of the players, the commitment, the determination that these ladies go through the winter's months is something that's really remarkable, and it's something that Littlewoods, especially as a brand, I know are particularly proud of to be a partner and to be associated with Camogie Association, especially with the National League.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. That's Cian Nelson and Enda Doherty, and we're going to bring in two more guests now as well too. We're going to bring in Anna Geary, our Littlewoods brand, our style ambassador, of course, multi-decorated Cork Camogie player as well too. And Anna, you've been in big days like this yourself before. I'm sure you feel the excitement the players are now feeling.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm getting the nerves even for the players. I saw Galway run out there a second ago, and it's a big game. It's a big day. There's a title, I suppose, in their eyes and in their sights now. So, a lot of people are talking about Kilkenny that they've lost twice already in the group stages. That Galway, have 4 from 4-1. But I mean, if people cast their minds back to 2016, Kilkenny lost to Cork by a point in the smallest margins, just like last weekend, and they went on to win the league and went on to win the All Ireland. So I think the league is very much what you make of it. They have to learn from it. Kilkenny won the league here last year against Galway, went on to learn from it, because even though they won it, their performance still wasn't what was needed to win All Ireland, and they went on then, they worked on their mistakes, made a few positional changes and went on to win the All Ireland. Galway were in 2015 actually here again, beat Cork. They were 9 points up at half time and actually came back to nearly lose the game. Then I suppose September comes on, Cork and Galway again, the All Ireland final, and it was Cork that actually learned more. So I think for Galway and Kilkenny, they need to take this as very much about a learning curve. Yes, there's a league title up for grabs, but it's about looking ahead to championship as well. You'll see a lot of the teams is actually amazing, the amount of Galway switches that are there at the moment. There's positional changes, there's new people in.
Can you try those? Can you try to even decipher some of those? It's hieroglyphics here, isn't it?
Yeah, Therese Manton's in corner back, and you've got Tara Kinney's moved from the corner out to wing. You've then got Niamh McGrath that she's going from the corner out to half. You've got Jessica Gill, who's like a very well known name down to the years for Galway, that's really, I suppose, trying to hammer her place down now in a wing forward. You've got Aoife Donoghue, who is from, I suppose, in a really thriving club in Galway, and she's in a corner, real goal poacher, to look out for her there. She's actually, I think, you'll see who else is there. Ailísha Riley, of course, goal poacher supreme. If people can remember as well, back to last year's All Ireland in the Championship semi-final against Galway and Kilkenny to win extra time, it was Ailísha Riley's goal in the dying seconds of the game that actually brought that game to extra time. And that's a person for Kilkenny, a threat they'll really need to be aware of, because her alertness is sublime. And if she's around the square and she's unmarked, she will almost certainly punish every time. From a Kilkenny point of view as well, they do have some younger players in here. I was actually counting some of the players that started in last year's All Ireland finals. You've got about 9 of the players, but there's some new players in as well. Aisling Nolan, caller back, Jenny Reedy in the corner, Danielle Morrissey's coming in there. She's only in school. She's coming in there, a corner forward, Michelle Teenan, and then of course that's nicely paired with some of the wealth of experience that Kilkenny have. You've got Denise Gall is lining out in number 6 and Dalton number 3, but again, and Downey's very shrewd. Just because those will wear those numbers in their backs doesn't mean that they'll stay in those positions. What I'm really looking forward, I suppose, is expansive play. Thurles is a great pitch. It's actually one of my favourite, if not the favourite pitches I love playing in. There's just a great atmosphere that comes in Semple Stadium. So Tipperary people love to call it their home of hurling, but I think it brings out the best in teams. Both teams are very high in scoring boards. They rank 2nd and 3rd in the scoring. Cork are actually at the highest at the moment, 86 points, followed closely by Kilkenny at 83, and then I think Galway have 79. What I love is that these teams love getting goals. Galway have 6 goals got so far in the league, and Kilkenny have got 8. So that's what you want to see. They're also very good. They only have conceded 2 goals each. So what you'd like to see, I suppose, is just, not playing a sweeper at the beginning, just going out man and woman on woman, and just, I suppose, really just pushing up, and let's see at this stage in the year how far they are, because you can plan only so much when it comes to a big day like this. This is, from a Galway perspective, this is the All Ireland champions. What better way than to knock them before they even reach the final? Kilkenny, they will be saying, well, we've waited long enough now to get on top from a championship perspective, but they're going for 3 titles in 4 years from a league perspective, so they're used to being in these games. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting tie, and as I said, I really hope it's going to be a fast, expansive game of Camogie. The referee will no doubt have to play their part as well, but if it's a loud flow, we're going to be in for a thrilling game.
What about your own county? They're playing Limerick and Porky Rin today. What's your view on that game, and where do you feel Cork are at now? They had a good win last weekend.
Yeah, they're 100% record now this year. You know, they seem to be going really well and doing what needs to be done to get the wins. And I think, you know, again for Paddy and the girls, it's just about finding where they need to be. They're trying different people in different positions. They're trying new personnel. And this time of year, everybody, like Catherine mentioned earlier on, everybody's trying to stake their place. Everybody's trying to, I suppose, nail down their position. And the beauty of it is to see, you know, what the panel can do, because everyone knows now that it's about 15 to 20. Even if you look at Kerry and Dublin today in the men's football league final, it's about what you can call upon as well. You know, the girls sometimes on the pitch, somebody might be having a bad game, might get injured, because both Kilkenny in particular actually have a good few injuries. Cork are in a really good position. You know, they're playing in Porcurin. You know, a home game means a home crowd, and that always has to be an advantage. And I think they're in a really good position now. As I said, they're topping the leaderboard in terms of scores. They've won all games 5 out of 5 for them, so they're in a really good place. And I think it'll be very interesting to see now how they come up against Limerick, because Limerick, okay, they lost well against Galway last weekend, but that was the first game they'd lost so far in the league, and they'll be really hoping as well to move on a bit, because in the role of honour, I suppose Cork again thankfully are on top. Then you've got Kilkenny and I think Galway, but Limerick don't have any senior national league titles, so I suppose, you know, they're down to the final 4 now and anything can happen.
They'll be hungry for that as well. You're Littlewoods style ambassador, as we said, or style is it style ambassador you're called?
Yeah, style ambassador. Apparently that's what they call me. I've rarely been called stylish before, so it's great that I'm, you know, having.
Have
to
you been
try.
called an ambassador before?
Well, 1 or 2 times the Camogie, I suppose, but it's great. Like I love this because it's an opportunity, I suppose, to a different type of sponsorship to come into the sport. And I think what's brilliant, again, obviously they're equal partners, the hurling and Camogie, so again there's parity, and you know, people are looking at this, it's, you know, there's equal respect there. So I have to mention that my jacket today is from Littlewoods, so it's the sports looks range, and it's a great opportunity as well for people to look at Camogie through different eyes, and it's a different type of spectator as well. They might attract those that are into fashion, that might be paying more attention now to sport, because the style of play, it's a really good hashtag, because what it does is it's showcasing not just brilliant teams but brilliant individual piece of skill, because I suppose the more that we can exhibit those pieces of skill in the game of Camogie, the more people can take notice of it, and if they realise just how much skill and athleticism is involved in the game of Camogie, it might attract them to go to a game. And I think if you can go to a game like today here at Semple Stadium, All-Ireland champions versus Galway, they'll be coming back again for more.
Hopefully. Well, thank you very much, Annie. You're going to stay with us. We're going to bring in Anne-Marie Hayes as well. Anne-Marie is former Galway player, 3 All-Stars, of course, and now retired from club and county, indeed. But you did say, Anne-Marie, you do miss the camaraderie, and surely you miss a little bit of this today out there.
Yeah, definitely, and the pitch is looking amazing out there, and what a great chance for the Camogie to be on show today down in Thurles. And I was just saying to the lads outside, it's fantastic for the minors to get a chance and come and play here. The facilities that they have here in Thurles, the state of the sod, you know, like, it's fantastic. Like, we played an awful lot of games out in the rag, out the road, fine facilities as well, but to come here and play in a top class turf, you know, this time of the year is just fantastic for underage, and, you know, get a taste for that. It'll keep them coming back for more. So yeah, I definitely miss a day like today, you know, and you definitely miss the crack and the friends, but retirement isn't treating me too bad either.
Anna has already given us a very detailed rundown on the Galway team pursuant to the changes. What do you feel about the way they've aligned the team now?
Yeah, I think Galway are starting a really strong team. You know, I think Jessica Gill has come in there in the half-forward line, and she's a ball winner, you know, and that's what Galway need. They need somebody to win the ball from the puck out. And, you know, Niamh Kilkenny going back out to midfield, I was, you know, delighted to see her starting at centre forward, and I would have liked to seen her maybe on Anne Dalton or Denise Gall today. You know, that would have been some match up. But look, you never know. I suppose there'll be tactical switches, you know, as the game goes on. And as Anna said earlier, like, Anne Downey has named a team there too, but I'd be surprised if that's how it starts. Both these teams are meeting on the 8th of July again, and that's when the real crunch is going to happen, you know, in a championship league or a championship game. You know, today I suppose it's about winning the match and getting another game under your belt, because there's a massive break between now and the first round of the championship. You know, Galway aren't out until the 18th or 19th of June in their championship game. Kilkenny are out a week before, but like, that's 10 weeks from now. So, you know, getting another game is key here today for both teams.
Is it also very important, Anna, to calibrate your season, that you don't peak too early as well today, or is that an old-fashioned concept?
No, I think you're perfectly correct in saying that, because both of these teams, I mean, they were in the All-Ireland semi-finals last year and they are top 4 teams. You would say that at the start of every year. They have the personnel and the experience to make them the top 4. So they will have to be looking ahead and decide when they're going to peak. I suppose, this is a good time to be, they say you can peak 3 times over the course of a season. I think, this is when they're going to be gearing up now for, I suppose, peaking for the first time. But that will mean nothing to both teams unless they put in a performance today. And I think one of the things will be key as well is how the younger players deal with the nerves, because like Emery said, it's a massive occasion. It was a massive occasion early on for the minors, and we would have seen some of those girls that had portrayed really good form before today, letting the nerves get to them a bit. And that happens no matter how many years you're playing it into county, no matter how old you are. Sometimes nerves can get the better of you, and I think if the younger players can harness the nerves and deliver good performances, that could be the difference for the teams.
Okay, I'm just going to grab Killian Whelan, our match commentator, for a second as well. He'll be calling the action in full for us, and we'll bring Anna and Anne-Marie back in a moment again. Killian, you've been down scouring out team news. We've got a lot of news from both Anne-Marie and Anna. Galway with lots of changes. Kilkenny insisting they've just won. Are you suspicious of that?
You never know with Kilkenny, and you never know, of course, with Anne Downey and what could happen. But no, I firmly believe that we're just going to see the one change there. Niamh Deely will be replaced by Daniela Morrissey of Connaughey Shamrocks. But I suppose the big surprise for Galway is that Lorraine Ryan has been replaced. We're going to see Therese Manton coming in wearing 18. Jessie Gill is also in for Athenry, replacing Finola Keeley, and Laura Loughnane has been replaced by Orlaith McGrath. Going to see the 2 McGrath sisters on the team. Of course, their third sister on the bench, and a 4th sister was on the minor team here as well today, that obviously has won into the All-Ireland final. So a Galway team, Liam, that will face their first big challenge here today. Have come through Group 2 of Division 1. No disrespect to the teams that are in that, but they're not of the calibre that they're going to be meeting here today. And a repeat, obviously, of last year's league final. This could be a tasty encounter.
You seem to be inclining a bit towards Kilkenny then, are you?
Well, who knows what Galway team will turn up in some regard. Still though, Liam, they've scored 661 throughout that group campaign. So, that bodes well. They've conceded very, very little. Overall, in the most that they've conceded in any game was 9 points. So no team has got the double figures yet. I'll expect that will change today. But I think, you're going to see a Galway team, obviously, that will be prepared for this Kilkenny onslaught that will obviously hit them. But I just think that possibly because Kilkenny, even though they lost 2 games in their group of Division 1, I still think they've played better opposition.
You've been down on the field. It's a perfect conditions down there.
Look, this is in great nick. I'm here many a time, and Semple Stadium's going to become like a second home to me. An awful lot of good work done here, and it's a perfect carpet, perfect conditions here, and it should lead to a great Camogie game.
Okay, Killian, you'll be coming back in shortly to do the full commentary. Thank you very much. We're going to bring back in Anna and Anne-Marie now. As we've said, both teams out on the field, going through their warm-ups and getting themselves ready to roll here. And I often feel for players, a warm-up, it's 20 minutes, sometimes 25 minutes, maybe half an hour. You're out in the field, you're going through the motions, you got to get loosened out, you got to get stretched and all that. But it can be a long run, Anna.
Yeah, and I think your warm-up begins far earlier than just going out on the pitch. It's partly about when they're getting off the bus and how their mind frame and everything is. And like you said, sometimes there's the formalities. Now, not necessarily today because it's semi-final, but that's what comes with finals. I suppose you've all the formalities that come with that too. So, but this is really important because, again, this is about training the mind for even some of the younger, more inexperienced players, because a lot of the time this is about harnessing the way you do your warm-up, and sometimes they'll find that things will work and they won't work. So today, I'm sure that the management have thought about what they'll need to warm up their teams. There is, I suppose, the differences I'd see is the bit stop-start with the Kilkenny. I suppose from looking at the Galway, it's much more structured, it's much more fast-paced and high-tempo. Maybe that's just the way Kilkenny warm up. I think as well it's about the management knowing and getting to know their teams. I'm sure Anne-Marie will tell you as well, certain players warm up in different ways. We had some players that would have only done about 70% in the warm-up because that's the way they just, like a steam engine, they just gradually worked up, whereas I personally would have always wanted to go, full tilt, try and get my second breath. So I'm sure the players are doing that today, and I think, again, it's the early start is going to be crucial for both sides, and it'll be interesting to see who starts the better.
Marie, if your County Galway are to win today, where's it going to come from?
I think the diamond is such an important section of the field to win. 6, 8, 9 and 11. That has to be really on top form and winning crucial ball from there. And, I think our full forward line are dangerous looking today. I'll be really interested to see how our 2 corner forwards go. Aoife Donoghue and Orla McGrath. Both of those girls have serious pace. So I'd be looking for quick ball to be going in there and for them to take on their players. Today is about trying out things as well and seeing how things go for them. So it'd be really interesting to see how it works out.
Anna, how do you see it going?
God, it's actually a hard one because Galway are 4 out of 4, and like I know people are saying that Kilkenny lost 2 games, but they had the extra game. You know, they did have that extra game, and every game in the league is really important. I think if Galway can start really well, it'll prove really important for them. I just do feel, I suppose, Kilkenny's experience in last year's All Ireland final, I suppose they have momentum behind them now. I don't think they're going to worry too much about the losses. They'll probably be a little bit hurt that they lost to Cork by the point last weekend, so that might drive them on. So at the moment, I'd be saying Kilkenny, but I think like they've proved it in the last few times they've met, it's going to be very little between the two teams.
It is the winner's mindset, as you say, to be hurt when they're defeated. You might think that they have won so often that, you know, they'll feel it'll roll along, but in fact quite the opposite seems to happen with successful teams. They get more and more mean-spirited about losing, and I mean that in a sporting way, but they get more and more detest defeat more and more, isn't that right?
Yeah, no, you're right, Liam, because I suppose really winning is a habit, and you know, and success like that, you whether it's a challenge game, a league game, or a championship game, you prepare and you play the same. So then when you don't deliver that performance, of course you're disgusted. And as well, from Kilkenny and Galway point of view, this is the time to stake down your place. So everybody's performance is going to be really important to them, whether or not they start in championship. So you'll see, regardless of how the scoreboard is reflecting, every player is going to be wanting putting down a good performance.
Marie, you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. As Anna said there, I think there's a couple of newbies in there. They're going to want to try and get the jersey and hold on to it, you know. And when you're given a chance at this stage, you know, you really, really do want to try your best. And like a lot of preparation has gone into both teams today, you know, a lot of hard training has been done. So today will be a day where they'll want to go out, they'll want to perform, you know. But I think it's going to be close today. But again, as Anne had said earlier, there'll definitely be goals, and you'd hope that it'll be an open, free-flowing game. I think, again, a lot will depend on the referee. You know, I hope it'll be let go, and that, you know, maybe there'll be a few tough challenges, but sure, that's all part of it.
You need that too. Hopefully the referee's listening to us now and let the game go, let the game flow.
Well, if you ever doubted but that the summer is just around the corner, we have the Sunday game theme tune blasting out here in Simple Stadium as well, and that's certainly something that will excite people who are here today. We're due to go to Killeen Whelan any moment now to do the full match commentary, and one final word from you, Anne-Marie. You see the Galway team going into their huddle there. Leaders in that situation, is managing these last few minutes very important?
So important, but you know, as everyone has their own mental setup, you know. Like, I think I'd be doing an awful lot of talking at this time, and Anna probably would have been the same. Some people go into a quieter mode, take a few deep breaths, get ready for the game ahead. You know, today from Galway, I'll be looking towards Sarah Dervin, Heather Cooney, Niamh Kilkenny, Niamh McGrath, Ailish O'Reilly. Those girls to step up now today and be leaders, and communication is so important from now to the final whistle. You know, I think it's so important for them to be talking right up through the lines and, you know, communicating, especially with the younger girls who are going to need a small bit more support and leadership today. But when the huddle goes, I suppose you're into your own space and you have your own mind, and you know, sometimes I think the mind is a battle in itself. You know, people need to calm themselves down, but like on a day like today, I don't know, you know, it's a great chance. You know, once the ball is thrown in, the nerves will be gone.
This is why you play the game, though. You know, this is what all the trainings in the middle of January and February, we've muck up your knees. This is what it's about. I mean, playing in a stadium, such a simple stadium, you know, in front of a crowd, live streamed, you know, it's a big game, it's a big occasion, and it's a privilege to be involved in it. I'm sure all those girls are going to recognise that privilege and take it by the scruff of the neck.
Okay, we have a minute's silence now. I'm just going to check exactly who the minute's silence is for, but we're going to observe it here.
Minute silence at Simple Stadium is for Maria Lynchik, who's Maria Lynch, past president of the Camogie Association, who passed away last night. Arieste Gorevanum.
Next we're going to the national anthem, and then we'll be handing over to our match commentator, Killian Whelan. He'll take you out of the national anthem. Kilkenny versus Galway, Littlewoods Camogie National League semi-final here at Simple Stadium, Thurles. Over to you, Killian, for after the national anthem.
There you have it then, the strains of our own Naveen here at Semple Stadium, Tom Semple's Field in Thurles, County Tipperary, live for this Littlewoods Ireland Camogie League's Division 1 semi-final between Galway and Kilkenny. And we've already heard from Anne-Marie, and she joins me on a commentary duty now. Anne-Marie, last couple of stages, of course, big match atmosphere and everything like that. I'm sure the girls itching now to get going.
Yeah, definitely. Just waiting for the ball to be thrown in and for the game to start. The sun has just come out here. It's a fabulous day, perfect day for Camogie and Semple Stadium. The pitch Thurles, and the pitch looks amazing, so it does. So I'd say the girls are just ready to get started.
So girls looking at the referee anxiously, everyone outside the 65, and ball is thrown in by Eamon Cassidy. And a little bit of ruck forming already just on the halfway line, but it's Galway to come out with a strong hand there from Niamh Hannafy. They attack the Kilkenny end here, which is to our left-hand side area, of course, out to our left. County Tipperary, the sun comes down, but it's Galway have coughed it up and Kilkenny have turned it over, and Jenny Reedy has moved this ball on down along the field now as they attack the town end, the famous Sarsfields club here in Thurles, out behind the back of the terrace here over to our right hand side. Galway trying to get down on this ball now, but it's Kilkenny in numbers here in front of the Kilkenny dugout and moving this ball inside, and it's a bit of good play by Kilkenny, but Galway had to be alert with Sarah Dervin coming out there and doing that well, playing her vice captain's role, and obviously lady that knows that full back position quite well, Anne-Marie. That's
great play by Sarah Dervin there out in front. Took a great first touch into her hand, and that'll settle her nerves, get her going for the game, build a bit of confidence, and strong in the tackle. She's got great strength and a difficult woman to get round.
She had to be strong there though, because Kilkenny had numbers over in some ways.
Yeah, they had. Kilkenny had players ready inside, all right, and Sarah definitely had to win that ball.
Ball is cleared long then from that resulting free. Hannafy tried to get her hand on it, but it's Kilkenny that have turned it over again. Of course, Galway coming in with a 100% record into this game here today, defeating along their way Limerick, Offaly, Meath and Clare, as Hannafy gets on this ball now, and she's gone up along the inside, getting away from Megan Farrell, looking to play this ball in, but again Farrell is in there and disrupts it, and they looking to get it on the move now. The black and amber colours well known, but also the maroon of Galway well known. That's a great catch there from centre back Rebecca Hennelly, looking into the corner now for maybe some movement out of Niamh McGrath, one of three McGrath sisters of course on this panel, but in the hand now of Niamh Kilkenny, fitting enough up against the county of her name, but ball is turned over again by Kilkenny, and out they come, looking to deliver it long from the centre back position, and coming deep for it there is Miriam Walsh. Gets a shout over on the far side from Grace Walsh, not related of course, but a Walsh, a popular enough name in Kilkenny, one with an E and one without it, as the ball is knocked long by Galway though, returned with a bit of purpose, and McGrath's on it again, looking inside now for someone to offload it, and maybe an opportunity to attack and get a score here, as movement coming there very, very quickly from Ailish O'Reilly. She's been nominated for Player of the Month for March, and she tries to get further purpose inside, but Kilkenny have again turned it over, and coming out with it is Aisling Nolan, looking around now, moving up at this side of the field and in a bit of space now, and maybe an opportunity to move on here is Jenny Reedy. Got a shout, but well, she obviously didn't hear it. She decided to go long, and coming out and clearing this is Tara Murphy, the Davids player, out, taken well, very well in fact, by captain Heather Cooney, giving it further on there to Anne-Marie Starr. She loses the ball down, a bit of contact there with Megan Farrell. Farrell comes away with it, plays it one-handed down along the line here, trying to break and made a bit of a burst, as Julianne Malone, the Mulnavat player, has fouled her Galway marker. The referee was well unspotted on that, Anne-Marie, you'd have to say.
Yeah, well enough spotted. I suppose Galway won't complain there, but Megan Farrell has started very well there. I think she's playing at midfield. She has number 5 in her back, but she's cleared 2 or 3 fabulous balls down the wing here. She started really, really well.
Yeah, she's taken on Anne-Marie Starr here at the moment, but this free anyways for Galway. No score yet here in the opening stages, but plenty of purpose, but we still haven't got inside the 20 metre line at the far end. But here's an opportunity maybe for Ailish O'Reilly, but it's been taken away from her, and Kilkenny looking to come out the field here, getting in the stick, and bit of movement around by Jessie Gill, but it's still Kilkenny to have it, but it's a bit of a loose pass, and Galway might be able to get a bit of purpose on it here now, but Kilkenny getting in there, looked like it was a push in the back there on Aisling Dunphy, but the referee allowing the play to continue. Rolling it up on the stick now is Niamh McGrath, looking around and inside, but it's a loose pass again, and Galway passer not sticking, but maybe getting through, and this is Aoife Donoghue. Has she got it back out? It's an opportunity to have a shot, and that's put over the bar, and that's a good bit of score, good bit of pressure from Galway.
That's a fantastic score by Aoife Donoghue. The ball broke lovely for her there. She collected again, lovely low pick up off the ground, and banged it over the bar. I see Grace Walsh is playing back there, corner back. She started well too, and she'll have a lot of pace there. The girls will have to run at her fair fast to get past that girl.
So Aoife Donoghue getting the opening score of the game then here. And it's an opportunity that saw Galway a bit of purpose and eventually getting over maybe the bit of malaise that was taking place with regards to their passing. And Aoife got in and took a bit of a hit and is, I believe, receiving a bit of attention at the moment there. She seemed to be, quite controlling, getting in there, making sure she was going to get that ball.
Yeah, she did, and she's very strong on the ball again. But I'd say she got a slap down on the bottom of the foot as she struck that ball away. But Aoife is very strong on the tackle again. We've seen some good camogie here to start today, and it seems like it'll be a good free-flowing game.
So, of course, Galway coming in, as we said, on the back of wins over Limerick, Offaly, Meath and Clare. And a fair tally racked up of 661. And won every game by 7 points or more. So coming in here with a bit of confidence into this, but Kilkenny on the back of 2 losses. Of course, in the last round against Cork, lost out by a point as the ball is after that score then eventually cleared by Kilkenny. And it's Megan Farrell, who's at the moment the star woman for Kilkenny here, has worked that free and an opportunity here for early chance. And this ball to be knocked over the bar by Denise Gall, who is the long range specialist for Kilkenny. And you'd imagine, Anne-Marie, this should be meat and drink to her.
Yeah, definitely. It should be straight over. I'd be thinking she'll get a point here. She's an excellent free taker, usually very, very accurate.
So here she comes, gets it up on the hurl and likes it as she walks away from it all right and puts that ball over the bar. So the free there for Denise Gall, making it a point apiece here with 6 minutes gone. And Megan Farrell, you feel, is the lady that they're going to have to watch out for here. Already, Anne-Marie, we've made mention of her, but Galway maybe going to have to get a bit tighter on her.
Yeah, definitely. She seems to be playing a bit of a sweeping role there, though, back in the half-back line. Galway are well spread out. Their full forward line seem to be playing far out from goals.
Dervin using her body well there to shield that ball back there, but it's a poor enough clearance when there was no pressure on. And Kilkenny have an opportunity now to recycle this ball and do something with it and trying to get in there, Jenny Reedy. But it's well taken away, in fairness, by Galway, and they seem to have a bit of control here, looking to come out with it. Heather Cooney passing it off to her centre back Rebecca Henley, and Henley looking upfield, looking for a bit of movement into centre forward position, but it's Kilkenny that read that well and coming out with it now, playing it over here. And again, it's Megan Farrell in loads and acres of space from 65 metres out, is dropping this ball in, but Dervin has underneath it, knocks it down, but it could be dangerous. But in fairness, Galway get a touch of the hurl there, and it's Therese Manton coming out with that ball, knocking it on then further down the field, on the halfway line. Wearing number 23 is Jessie Gill. She's one of the changes that's in here today, but it's Kilkenny that have turned it over again. Galway just a little bit loose with some of their balls coming out of the fence. But an opportunity here now to get away. Here's Kilkenny getting inside, and Dervin is marked absent. Ball is still going. There's 2 defenders there. Going to have a shot, but it's well blocked down, in fairness. And well done, Sarah Dervin. She got back. It was a good passage of play there from Kilkenny, but good play again by the Galway defence.
That was a super block down by Heather Cooney. She just got back in time. Again, Sarah Dervin cleaned up after that, but Kilkenny were in there. Katie Power took them on, turned Sarah and got inside, but well covered back by Galway defenders.
Kilkenny then sending this ball back in again, and ball has gone loose. Here's an opportunity, 1-on-1. Could be an opportunity to slip it outside. Here's Kilkenny still going. It's going to be walked in, and it's got knocked to the net there by Kilkenny. Just did it very, very well. Jenny Reedy getting in there eventually to knock that ball home, and there's very little you can do with the goalkeeper there. Unfortunately for Tara Murphy, it was a 2-on-1 situation, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, it was. That was well worked in by Kilkenny there. I think it was Katie Walsh or Katie Power that carried the ball in and laid off the hand pass. She seems to have got a knock in that passage of play, but she seems to be limping there now. I don't know, will she be alright or...
Yeah, she did pick up something there as she went in on that, but here's Kilkenny coming rampant again. Have they got a goal and a point in quick succession? They have, and it's Megan Farrell who's pulling the strings and now has got a score as well, Anne-Marie, and she is someone I think that the Galway management are going to have a look at.
Yeah, definitely, they're going to have to pick up. She seems to be loose there, to be honest. There's nobody marking her, and she's hit power ball there in the first 5 or 6 minutes. They're going to need to tighten up on her.
There's a goal and a point in about 40 seconds anyway, and it came from the puck out and bit of loose play, but Megan Farrell in again trying to knock the ball forward. So 1-2 to a point all of a sudden has turned very, very quickly here after 9 minutes. In the other game it is Cork and Limerick playing out a 1 score apiece draw at the moment. 1 point apiece, but free has been won for Galway, and linesman and referee here coming together just to mark the spot where it's going to be taken from.
There's a lot of space actually inside Killian between the full forward line and the half forward line. Sarah Dervin is left in there. She's the only person behind the 21-yard line at the minute, herself on Katie Power. I see Therese Manton is marking Nolan at the moment. She's pulling back, but there's a huge amount of space inside in the Galway defence.
So, bit of change of clothing for, I'd say, Megan Farrell. She's worked herself into a bit of a frenzy at the moment here in the opening stages, that she's getting rid of the Under Armour gear anyway, and it's going to be a free now for Galway. Still remaining that free. We've lost a little bit of time there on it, but I'm sure it'll be added on the end by the referee, and the free taken by Rebecca Henley, the Ardrahan woman, down into the corner looking for a bit of movement now, and Galway needing to get on it, and that's a chance there that maybe Galway are lucky that the referee didn't spot it. I thought I saw a trip at the hurl, but the chance for Galway has been smothered now because it's black and amber all over it here, and the chance for them to break out again. And Miriam Walsh dropping deep, might have 14 on her back, but she's back there helping out her half backs at the moment. As ball is knocked forward, opportunity to look inside, and Katie Power looking in, opportunity, knocking it in, blocked down off the hurl. Tara Murphy, just as well she had Sarah Dervin there to help her out, because sniffing around was Jenny Reedy again, has already hand passed the ball to the back of the net. 1-2 to a point that remains on the scoreboard. 10.5 minutes gone. You're tuned to our coverage here on local streaming. Littlewoods Ireland Camogie League's Division 1 semi-final, a repeat of last year's final, is trying to get on this ball, and looked like, I thought she fouled there, Miriam Walsh barging through, but the referee allowing the play to go on. There's going to be a shot coming in from distance. Is that the first wide of the game? And it is gone wide. First wide for Kilkenny here. Anne-Marie, if you were on the Galway bench, are you slightly bit worried about Kilkenny are just getting through a bit easy?
Yeah, they are getting through a bit easy, but Kilkenny are playing very deep. They're crowding out the middle third of the field. They have an awful amount of players between the 265s at the moment, and they seem to be winning that crucial ball from the puck out.
And the puck out again falls, but Galway might be able to come away with it, and it looks like it is charging up with it there. Niamh Kilkenny, the Pierce's woman, taking it on the end of the hurl and looking inside now, 70 metres out, dropping it in, looking for maybe an opportunity for the turn here. Ailish O'Reilly. O'Reilly's looking to get away, and this should be a free in for Galway. She's remonstrating with the referee. She probably felt there could be something in that, but she's getting the free anyway.
That was a super take by Niamh Kilkenny there. Great ball into Ailish O'Reilly. Good fast ball. That's what Galway need to do. Ailish showed great composure there. Caught the ball, turned and won a free. I suppose she felt that she could have laid the ball off if the ref gave her a bit of advantage. There was definitely a goal chance on there.
She's a lady has been nominated for Player of the Month. She's obviously had a fine league campaign up to now.
Yeah, she has had a brilliant league campaign. She's taken over the free taking duties at the moment. Niamh McGrath was absent there with her club. She was playing for Sarsfields in the All-Ireland Club final, so Ailish was taken over, and she's been doing really, really well.
So she puts that ball over the bar then, Ailish O'Reilly with that free, and the score now after 12 minutes is 1-2 to 2 points. And Galway needing now to turn a bit of purpose on every opportunity you would feel, Anne-Marie, to get inside the 45 metre line. Yeah,
that was a poor puck out there by the goalie now. Ailish O'Reilly's after intercepting it, so she's a chance on here now again for Galway.
Great balance from Ailish O'Reilly to keep herself in play and the ball and everything as it came out towards the sideline. But it is Kilkenny that's swarming all over it, and Galway have to, I think, work a little bit harder maybe to stop the ball coming out of the Kilkenny defence here. And a foul there is committed, and the referee is calling it back. That might help Galway further down the field, though. It's the breaks that Kilkenny are getting out of their defence very, very quickly is putting Galway on the back foot.
Yeah, and their defence has been very, very solid. Miriam Walsh there and Aisling Nolan, they've been excellent. They've had a really, really good start. And Dalton is going to take this free now, and I'm sure she'll power it down the field.
So she's looking around for a little bit of movement. Getting ready. Ben scoops and sends it off down the field then, looking for black and amber jersey, but it's well read there in fairness by the girl wearing number 23, Jessie Gill, who in the last couple of minutes has come into this game.
Yeah, she has. Jessie, you'd be hoping to see her winning some more ball like that. She took a great touch in her hurl down into her hand and won a free. That was an excellent piece of play by Jessica.
So Henley would take this free again on her own 65 as Galway attacked the Killian end. Day has got overcast again here. We had sunshine at the very start, but don't think there's any threat of rain until later as Henley sends this ball long in and around the edge of the square now. This could fall kindly here for Galway, and it has, and it's Ailish O'Reilly again that flashes on that. Quick as lightning she was there, Anne-Marie, and put that ball over the bar.
That was an excellent point, broken down by Niamh Hannafy first of all. Great long free by Rebecca Henley, broken by Niamh Hannafy. Fell lovely for Ailish, but Ailish, she had no room to strike a ball there. Shortened up lovely, popped the ball over the bar. That was a fantastic score.
Fantastic score indeed from Ailish, so that's two in quick succession for her here then. Chance said the score is 1-2 to 3 with 14 minutes gone as the ball is knocked long. Still looking around now. Galway trying to get on this ball and get it clear. That looked like an illegal play there, but the referee saw nothing wrong with that, as Miriam Walsh looked to have tripped her opponent. But it's Henley that gets in and showing a little bit of purpose now. Captain's part, she's led. Crossfield ball, it's an opportunity, but 2 Kilkenny players go for it. There's a chance out for O'Reilly, maybe. Could pop this off to McGrath, settling on the ball and send it into Killeen, and it's over the bar. 3 great scores from Galway in quick succession. Lovely bit of play there, Anne-Marie.
That was a lovely score by great ball down by Rebecca Hindley. That's what we'd like to see, a bit more faster ball going into the Galway full forward line. Again, Ailish O'Reilly on the end of that popped a lovely ball off to Niamh McGrath, and Niamh finished it very well.
Cork have just got a goal against Limerick. They lead 1-2 to a point, but here Galway are coming back into this game at 1-2 to 4. Ball breaks in the middle. Who's going to win it first? It's a maroon jersey that's in there, and it's McGrath that stops it and gives this ball off here to Niamh Hannafy. Hannafy getting it further on the play then to Niamh Kilkenny. The Niamh's linking up here. Kilkenny looking to scoop it on, but it's well cut out there, and coming across was Aisling Nolan. You've already marked her card already, Anne-Marie, that she's playing quite well, and she gets the ball up the field. Getting on it as well as Katie Power looking in field now. Opportunity getting out there as well. Miriam Walsh, who gets stuck in, but Galway in fairness have turned, coming from absolutely nowhere to steal that ball is Kilkenny, and they've turned it over, looking to break in field. Walsh, lovely dispossession on Walsh there. Great play. It was getting in there, Galway dispossession, but Jessie Gill gets in and turns the ball over, but the referee says there was a foul, and it was a great bit of play by Tara Kenny, and she's hurt herself in the process there, disrupting Miriam Walsh, and she's going to have to get a bit of attention, but it is a free out that Rebecca Henley is going to take. Lovely play there from Tara Kenny.
That was a sandwich you wouldn't like to be caught between Miriam Walsh and Katie Power. 2 big girls, and tall girls. Power behind them, and Tara Kinney, she's tough, but she's not the same height as those girls, and she was met there. She's down now, and she looks like she's badly winded, but I hope she's okay. Excellent dispossession. Kilkenny were through that time, if she let them get away, but it was a lovely flick of the hurl. I hope she's alright now. She looks like she's getting up now.
Yeah, looks like she has her back on, just taking the chance maybe to get the breath back into the lungs. And it's free then for Galway, and a chance maybe to work a score down the end of the field. Looking at the wind of the tricolour, it is behind Kilkenny somewhat into the town end here, and it is the wind that tends to blow most often here at Semple Stadium, coming down off the mountains. But it's Rebecca Henley then has this opportunity maybe to source out the likes of Niamh Hannafy, Niamh McGrath, or Ailish O'Reilly. Ball is knocked in down on the large parallelogram. It's caught there. Hannafy's looking to get her feet in order to maybe lay off the hand pass. It's still in there. It could be anybody's, scooping and lifting and picking, and everything's going on. There's a Kilkenny girl with it, but it looked like Galway had won it back, but Kilkenny looking to get out, but Hannafy's in there, puts her hurl up and dispossesses it, looking to get an opportunity again for Kilkenny to go. Referee says he saw something illegal from a Kilkenny point of view. The Kilkenny bench not happy, but it's going to be a free in, a chance to get level here.
Yeah, it looked like a push in the back there from Grace Walsh on Orla McGrath. That's is a lot of a bit of a schmozzle, I suppose, down there. Great catch again, Niamh Hannafy, great hand, put up the hand and caught it, but she couldn't get the hand pass away. I'm sure Ailish O'Reilly will throw this over the bar.
Ailish O'Reilly then the chance to put this over the bar as she levelled it. She has. Ailish O'Reilly then has had a fantastic 5 or 6 minutes. Don't forget, this is the Littlewoods Ireland Camogie League's Division 1 semi-final, and if you're tuned into us anywhere, let us know on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, and make sure you put in the hashtag style of play. This is a cracking game here so far. Then really Galway have turned it around since Kilkenny got that goal. Opportunity to lay it off. Here's Megan Farrell. We haven't talked about her in the last few minutes, but maybe the ball hasn't been getting her way. Hannafy's all over here then. She tries to play it back. She looked to have overstepped it, but the referee allows the play to continue. It's a strike from Miriam Walsh from distance. Has she put this over the bar? She has, and it's like once Galway got levelled, they've woken Kilkenny back up, and that's a good score from them.
That was great composure there by Megan Farrell. She was under a lot of pressure there from the Galway backs, and she threw a great hand pass across to Miriam Walsh, and that was a long distance point.
Good score then from Miriam Walsh from distance, no doubt about it. If you were hashtagging style of play, that was a good score from distance. If you were a striker of this litter, as good as Miriam Walsh was there, but it is now Kilkenny back in front of 1-3 to 5, but up into the corner. Ailish Riley looking to get out, but she's been double teamed at the moment, trying to get a little bit of help there from maybe Orlis McGrath, but the ball has been blocked down there, and it's going to be Kilkenny's sideline cut over on the far side. Don't forget, of course, in this competition, if a sideline cut is scored, it's worth 2 points. Don't think though it's going to be scored from this distance, but it is 1-3 to 5 points here. Coming up on 19 minutes gone here in Tom Semple's field in Thurles. And Downey looking around, there's maybe a possible change coming maybe on the Kilkenny team. But waiting on this sideline cut to take place as it gets a little bit darker here. So referee just waiting on the attention that's being given to Kilkenny player up at the town end of the field here, over to our right hand side, and just checking everything is okay before he allows the play to continue, and he's happy enough. I think there was just a drop of water needed and a few bootlaces to be tied there on number 25 Daniela Morrissey. Sideline cut though doesn't work well at all for Kilkenny, and a bit of pressure and a chance here for Galway.
Yeah, definitely, and I'd like to see Jessie Gill having a pop at this. She's known for a sideline cut. She can cut a ball over the bar, but it's a tight angle now, back in at the 21. That was kind of a loss in possession for Kilkenny to hit a ball back out over the sideline, but I'm sure Jessie will give this a go now.
Right, so Jessie's in a very tight angle. It'll be some score if she got it. She is about 18 metres out, right on the sideline. The new stand here, as they refer to it here at Semple Stadium. She's confident in her ability. She removes the sideline flag, coming up to this and get a cut on it. Great cut on it, firing it in. Dangerous ball. It had to be flicked out there by the goalkeeper, Emma Kavanagh, and it could have went absolutely anywhere. Niamh McGrath's on it, trying to pin it out. She gets into a bit of a gap. Eilish O'Reilly's looking to get inside. He's on the edge of Lark Pellegrin. Pull of the jersey, surely. Ball is transferred back out. Shot. It's gone over the bar. It's a good score from Galway. Good pressure. Should have been a free in, but they got something out of it, Anne-Marie, in the end.
Yeah, second point there for Aoife Donoghue. Again, very good play by Galway. Niamh McGrath showed her composure, turned one way, then turned back, gave a lovely ball inside to Eilish O'Reilly. Eilish was unlucky to get going. I'd say there could have been a hole in the jersey, but Aoife Donoghue did very well to tap it over at the end.
Yeah, so McGrath was in around the house there, disrupting matters, but Aoife Donoghue then stayed out of the traffic that little bit, like a good out half, I suppose, in another code, and was able to ping it over the bar. But here's Galway coming on the break now again. They're level at 1-3 to 6 for Galway. Coming forward with it is Niamh Kilkenny. Kilkenny looking to show the way. Is Galway in front for the first time? That's a cracking score from Niamh Kilkenny. Made it effectively all of her own. Advance to put it over the bar. Happy with that, Anne-Marie?
Yeah, definitely happy with that. Jessie Gill there has kind of come into the game a bit. I suppose the point she got might give her a bit of confidence. Did she get a score? No, she didn't get a score, but she's definitely grown in confidence. Megan Farrell, she's come out on Megan Farrell now. She's tightened up on her. She got a lovely flick off there to Niamh Kilkenny, and Niamh Kilkenny has some burst of pace. That was a great score by Niamh.
Well, against the win, Galway are in front then. That's a lovely score from Niamh Kilkenny then, and after time of just coming up on 22 minutes gone, Galway hit the front for the first time at 7 points to 1-3. Perfect response since Kilkenny got the goal, and Kilkenny really, apart from 1 point, haven't troubled Galway since, and Galway going about the needful now at the moment. Settling on this ball is Henley, looking in field, but it's a bit of a loose pass. Had a bit of a block down on it, back out to Walsh. Walsh going to strike from distance. Dangerous ball. Dervin has to be sure, and she is. Big hand went up and she settled on it and sent it. That's a good intelligent ball over to the far side of the field to Tara Kenny. Kenny, who showed a lovely bit of skill here moments ago with a lovely flick off Miriam Walsh's hurl that was to result in ultimately in a free for Galway that relieved a little bit of pressure. A lovely bit of style of play. That's the hashtag style of play if you're using it on social media. Hannafy has turned over at Kilkenny possession. She's bursting through. She's on the 20-metre line, going to have a shot into the Calayan end. Flies it towards the post, but it's the wide over on the left-hand side. First wide for Galway. Opportunity gone a big and lovely bit of play.
Yeah, that was a nice bit of play by Galway there. Kilkenny, again, probably one or two loose hand passes have let them down there. 2 interceptions, and the ball should have really gone over the bar there. Good effort by Niamh Hannafy. She was unlucky not to get it.
Pucko comes then over on the far side, and Downey patrolling the sideline here as much as the Galway management are, along with Mark Dunn. And at the moment, I'm sure Mark Dunn is quite happy how his charges have responded. Their biggest challenge to date, I'm sure. No disrespect to the opposition that were in Group 2 of Division 1, but this definitely the best opposition that Galway have met so far this year. And an opportunity maybe to put down markers for the 8th of July when they meet in Championship. Ball is knocked long by Kilkenny. It's carrying a little bit with the wind. It's knocked across the goal. It's a dangerous ball. Bodies on the line. Walsh gets down there, sends it high, and has pulled it, would you believe, to the right and wide. Defensive line there was very, very strong, and Marie. Bodies on the line.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great ball in by Anne Dalton. Again, Katie Power put up the hurl, broke it down. Galway were lucky there wasn't somebody out there waiting to whip it on the ground. Miriam Walsh took it up, and she was unlucky really. That ball should have gone over the bar. She was, not far out from goals.
So change of hurl having to take place and out of position a little bit at the moment is Heather Cooney, but she was the one in there. But Ailish O'Reilly's getting away from her marker, going to settle on the ball. Ailish O'Reilly, no wonder she's a Player of the Month nominee. She's on fire at the moment. That's a top class score, Emery.
That's her second point from play. Again, great ball won by Niamh McGrath. She sent a lovely ball into Ailish O'Reilly, but Ailish O'Reilly has some first touch. Took that ball, first touch into her hand, turned, bang, over the bar. It was a great score.
Great score, 25 minutes gone. They've gotten 2 up. 8 points to 1-3, even though the scoreboard hasn't changed yet. That's how we mark it here anyway. At 25 minutes gone, ball falls. Knocking around, looking to see Henley coming out, and the referee says her arm was pulled. So free out for Galway there after Henley was held up. And Henley is going to send this long. And the last time Emery, she sent a couple of these long. Galway have got scores out of them.
Yeah, they have got scores out of them, I suppose, winning them first time. This ball looks gone into the corner now, and Aoife Donoghue's onto it. Great touch into the hand. Take it across the goals now.
Top opportunity. Hannafy using her body there to shelter that ball across. Donoghue's getting inside. As we said, she's already got 2. She gets this ball out to Niamh McGrath. Has already got a point. Could she get further on here to Kilkenny possibly? But it's the Kilkenny backs, in fact, that are going to mop this up and get it clear eventually. Aisling Nolan looking to give it off here, but Galway have turned it over, but the referee said he spotted a foul. And that could have been 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think 2 players going for a ball. But it is Kilkenny then to get a relieving opportunity. Cork 1-5, Limerick 3 points. So Cork in control of the other semi-final at the moment. But here Kilkenny look to have been in control after the goal, and Galway have really fought back and turned it around to lead here at the moment.
Yeah, they have. That was good work by Anne Dalton there. She cleaned up a ball that had spilled out and out to the side, and they are after winning a free out of it.
So 8 points to 1-3 then it is in favour of Galway. Ailish O'Reilly really having a fabulous 10 minutes or thereabouts. Ball is over into this far side of the field, and trying to get on that ball was Megan Farrell, but Jessie Gill, who's been her torrent in the last few minutes, has committed a foul there, and Kilkenny moved this ball, but Jessie Gill is onto it, and well done Jessie, in fairness to her. It did come over her head when she probably wasn't expecting it, but she was able to respond in kind and get this ball over to the far side of the field, where Niamh McGrath is trying to settle on it and send it in. Donoghue's looking to maybe get on the break. Aoife Donoghue's already got 2 points for her name, trying to play it forward off the Kilkenny player. Ball goes to the ground. Donoghue's still in there trying to keep it from going out. It's falling in around her legs, but eventually getting in there is Ailish O'Reilly. Lovely stick play by Ailish O'Reilly, looking to get back out, has to hand pass it off. Hannafy went to swing at it, but she was blocked down there by the Kilkenny player, and it's going to be cleared by the full-back Anne Dalton. The St. Lactans player over to the far side of the field. The lady from Freshford. Ball is in the hands by Tara Kenny down into the corner, but unfortunately it's getting away there from the Galway forward line, and it's going to be cleared again by Dalton. Looking around the house, ball is going to be flicked on here. Opportunity for a relieving clearance then by Kilkenny and Denise Gall. Haven't seen a whole lot of her from free taking duties, because in fairness to Galway, they've tightened up on that regard too, putting the bodies on the line and getting in. But here's Kilkenny now, maybe an opportunity to break. Chance though, it looked like a foul on a Galway player. Referee says he saw nothing wrong, and he's urging everybody to get up and get on with it, and Tara Kenny is deciding, well, let's do that and get it down the field, and that she does. Ball is in the hands of Niamh Kilkenny. It fell over grasp though, looking to get it up at the second time of asking, looking to maybe keep this ball on the move. In there as well, Niamh McGrath, also Hannafy, looking to get on this ball though, or the black and amber Kilkenny, swinging this ball out, moving it around the 65 metre line at the moment. It's a little bit of to and froing here. It could go either way. Bit of a huddle now forming, but it's Hannafy getting in there. Niamh Hannafy, the Oranmore player, who I have to say having a fine game, but Kilkenny somehow have turned that ball over. Opportunity to come in long from a shot from Julianne Malone, dropping it in, and that's a fine score from 65 metres out. She relieves a little bit of pressure that was coming on there, and that's an excellent score that's gone over the bar.
Yeah, I think that was Denise Gall, a great ball out from Ginny Reedy. Passed a lovely hand pass out, but again, 65 yards out, Denise Gall straight over the bar. Fantastic score.
Yeah, apologies Denise Gall on that one. Of course, she's the long range expert, and puts that ball over the bar. And we said she hadn't been in the game in the last couple of minutes. Commentator's curse maybe, as she got that fine score to add to her free. So 28.5 minutes gone, and it's 8 points to 1-4. Galway looking to get on this ball now with Niamh Hannafy in the middle of the field, knocking it a bit high. It's a bit of a hospital pass, but it might work out yet. Niamh McGrath trying to get in there, but it's Kilkenny coming out with it again, and it's Claire Phelan knocking it long, but it's a loose pass, and time to pick it up there is Heather Cooney, captain, inside to Henley. Henley going to knock it long. Plenty of cloud on this now as the ball drops over on the far side, trying to disrupt it that little bit in there. Orla McGrath, ball breaks on. Chance again for Ailish O'Reilly, looking to get away from the attentions there, the Kilkenny defence. Riley is going left and right, going back out to the right, giving it to Niamh McGrath from a very tight angle. It'd be some score if she got it, but it's pulled across the goal. Second wide there for Galway, and again Ailish O'Reilly causing problems in there.
Yeah, she is. That was really good defending by Grace Walsh there from Kilkenny. You know, she stuck to her, got in a good block at the end and put Niamh off. But Ailish is a massive threat, and you know the Galway backs are making use of Rebecca Hindley, giving her the short pass, and Rebecca's driving it long, getting ball into the Galway full forward line.
8 points to 1-4 then, and as I said, Ailish O'Reilly, Player of the Month nominee for March, and she's definitely showing it on the big stage here again. So ball on a break. There's 10 seconds of normal time remaining. Didn't see any time. Let us know what injury time is to be played. I imagine it's going to be a couple of minutes anyway, as opportunity falls for Kilkenny as Galway try to get on with Niamh Hannafy, but Niamh Hannafy gets in there and helps Ailish O'Reilly. Chance for Kilkenny. Referees saw the jersey pull on Ailish O'Reilly this time, and it's going to be a chance for her before half time to possibly push this out to 2 points.
Yeah, that was great work. Aoife Donoghue, she had made a run down the left hand side there, was unlucky she didn't get the ball. She was in space, but again, great work by Ailish O'Reilly. Such a first touch, fantastic to get the ball into her hand, and she doesn't waste any ball, shows great composure. She held onto the ball there. She had let it off to Niamh Kilkenny, who was coming like a train, but the ref had called her back for a free, and it was a free and it was pulled back.
Cork leading 1-6-4 then down in Parky Rin. That other semi-final got underway at 4 o'clock. Galway already victorious here in the All-Ireland Minor Camogie semi-final, 14 points CHS to defeated Cork. But here's Ailish O'Reilly then, chance to get her 4th point and her 2nd from a free. Into the Killian end, sends it high and handsome over the black spot, over the bar. Ailish O'Reilly is turning in a fine performance here so far in this game, and that makes it 9 points to 1-4. And happy enough with the scenario so far here. If you're a Galway person, how they've turned things around. This ball is knocked long then. Bit of a shove in the back there, but the referee didn't spot it, and chance for Kilkenny to get forward, but the referee plays very, very little time, and I thought it was going to be more considering the stoppage earlier on, Anne-Marie, but well, from a Galway point of view, you'd have to be happy at 9-1-4.
Yeah, Galway will be happy with that. I suppose the goal is the only thing there. Kilkenny did very well to get a goal, but Galway have been playing. Galway seem a small bit sharper than Kilkenny. Their first touch, small bit better maybe, but I see Anne Downey out there giving out to the referee. You know, she'll tackle him on one or two things, but we'll see. You know, Galway will be happy. I'd say they'll be the happier of the two teams going in at half time. Kilkenny have a lot of changes made there. You know, Grace Walsh is playing back corner back. Michelle Tehan seems to be playing back in the backs too. You know, so maybe in the second half we'll see more from Kilkenny.
Head of security Robert Ryan telling Anne Downey maybe to get back in her box that's marked there specifically for her, and she might need to do that as she was talking to the referee there. But at 9 points to 1-4, let's rejoin Liam Horan and see what he can make of that first half. Liam.
Thanks very much, Killian. Yes, a very interesting half. I'm joined by Anne-Marie and Anna here as well. And going to go to you, Anna, first. Early on, Kilkenny made all the running, but Galway came right back into it and go in at half-time 9 points to 1-4 ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Anne Downey would be particularly happy with Kilkenny's performance, just because they were on the ball for the opening quarter, but they were just making silly mistakes. They were taking the wrong options. I actually found at times they were running into trouble rather than running out of it. And I think, you know, Rebecca Henley at centre back, she's causing Kilkenny problems, and she constantly seems to be in the right place, the ball dropping, and Kilkenny don't seem to be picking her up. And I think that's really important for Kilkenny in the second half, because like Anne-Marie alluded to earlier on, she is actually finding and trying to find Ailish O'Reilly all the time. That ball is going directly into Galway's full forward line. Credit to Galway, they're taking their scores. They are the better team in the first half, but Kilkenny, for the amount of chances they've rued, they will be disappointed.
For Kilkenny, an experienced team, double champions last year and all of that, you'd think when you make a good start you'd hold on to it probably, but they let it go badly, really, considering how dominant they were in the very early stages.
I suppose, like I said beforehand, Galway seem to be really focused in their warm-up, and I think, you know, against the All-Ireland champions, you're always going to have a point to prove. And despite the fact that Kilkenny started really well, Galway really came up trumps. Like I said, I mean, Henley already is doing really well, but I think Aoife Donoghue as well, particularly in the forward line, she's working really hard, hooks and blocks. For me, I think what really typified Galway was Heather Cooney. She had a block inside the opening 10 minutes. It was a certain goal for Kilkenny, and the block that she made, the bravery and the courage that she showed to actually go in for it, there was a statement of intent there, and I think Galway have followed through in the first half.
How are you feeling at half-time, Anne-Marie?
I'd say Galway would be happy enough gone in at half time. They've played very well. As Anna said, their work rate has been really, really good. But I think, they have a person in the edge of the square now that they're going to feed ball into. Ailish O'Reilly has done fantastic. She's going to win a ball. She'll get a free. And, she's tapping ball over the ball. She's got two from play and 3 frees there in the first half. But, Galway have chipped in there. Aoife Donoghue has 2 points, Niamh Mack has a point, and Niamh Kilkenny has a point as well. Galway are playing a small bit better than Kilkenny, I think, at the moment. They're, as Anna said, that bit sharper. Their first touch seems to be a small bit better. Kilkenny have an awful lot of positional switches. Michelle Tehan and Grace Walsh are playing back in the backs. In the second half, we might see more of them up the field, further up the field. Again, I think Denise Gall, she's got 1 or 2 lovely long-range scores. And Dalton probably a bit quieter as well, sitting back. She's sitting back that bit further. But, maybe in the second half we'll see her further out the field. She's more of a threat further up the field.
I think you'd need to see her really move upfield. I think with Anne, even in the All-Ireland final last year against Cork, she is a fulcrum for Kilkenny, and when she plays well, Kilkenny seem to play well. I think she's quiet, but I don't think she's really involved in the play as much as she'd like to be. And that, I'm sure that can frustrate a player then as well, particularly someone like Anne Dalton's ability, who was constantly used to be involved in the play. Niamh Kilkenny for me as well, she got a great score there in the first half. She in the middle of the field now really needs to utilise the space, and I don't think both teams, if I'm honest, are using the space as much as they should be. They're getting involved in these rucks and they're slowing the game down, when with a pitch like today, and for the most part the referee is letting it go, it's about the expanding it out now into the corners. And I think if Galway do that, it'll actually prove better for them, because Ailish inside the full forward line, when it's in tight and it's in close, Kilkenny are getting the hooks, they're stopping her on the ball. But if it's spread wide, it will give her the opportunity, and I would like to see more goals in this game. Particularly, I think if they open it wider, we will see the goals.
There's a lot of space inside both full forward lines too. We've seen a couple of balls going in there, and there's a huge amount of space around the full back line, full forward line on both sides. There's a lot of action between the two 45s. It seems to be an awful lot of ruck ball, but there's so much space in the two corners there. And the couple of times the ball has got into space for both teams. Both teams have, got a score out with maybe 1 or free or something. But again, like Anna said, there's so much space out there. And I do think that long ball, Rebecca Henley has sent them some fantastic long ball. Again, Galway backs finding her. I think maybe Anne Dalton, if she came out a bit further, she could deliver that ball. Katie Bauer has been starved in there, in the full forward line. She hasn't seen an awful lot of ball. Same with the 2 corner forwards. Jenny Reedy, she finished the goal well. But, they haven't really got enough ball into their full forward line, I don't think.
And I think it's the quality of the ball as well that's going into the Kilkenny full forward line, because Sarah Dervin she's cleaning up ball inside there, and I think Sarah is a very tall player, very good under high ball. So why are you insisting and constantly supplying high ball into her? It's beyond me. Like the likes of Katie Power, low fast ball in would actually prove to serve Kilkenny far better, and that's where they will be able to open up the chances for goals.
Okay, well, we're going to hear from both of you in a couple of moments as well. Fascinating second half in prospect here. This Galway team really putting it up to Kilkenny here at half time, leading by 9 points to 1 goal and 4. Having started poorly, Galway, and they're now leading by 2 points at half time. Broadcast and competition sponsored by Littlewoods Ireland. The hashtag is Style of Play. I'm joined again by Cian Nelson from the Camogie Association, and Cian, both Anne-Marie and Anna making the point there. Kilkenny started well, but a great recovery from Galway, and they look to be in the driving seat now.
Yeah, it's funny, Kilkenny came out of the blocks, and when they got the goal, I think it looked like they might maybe go on to dominate, but Galway have come back excellently, taking their scores 1 by 1 and really look on top. So I think Kilkenny will have a lot to look at in the dressing room there, and really have to come back out firing now. And it's all setting up for an excellent second half.
A bit further south, Cork are leading Kilkenny. I think Cork are leading Limerick into the semi-final at Porky Wren.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it there. They're ahead by 5 points, so looking good for Cork, but Limerick are hanging in there. Cork just got a last point there before half time, which maybe might have done a bit too much damage for Limerick. We'll have to see again. They have a lot to come out and change on the second half, so it's interesting now to see how it could be all changed by come another half an hour's time, and to see what two sides are heading towards the final.
An early goal there seemed to settle Cork. They've had that cushion right throughout that first half.
Yeah, it is, and they seem to have just, as I said, Limerick had just tied on a few points towards the end of the first half, but Cork just got one themselves there, which maybe is, give them that extra bit of a cushion now. So it'll be a big one now for Limerick to try and come back there, with the match being in Porkerain especially. Okay, very good. Thank you, Cian. We're going to talk to you a little bit later on as well. We're going to bring in some further guests in a moment. Anne-Marie and Anna coming back in again. The subs are out in the field.
keeping themselves limbered up and warmed up in anticipation perhaps of being utilised in the second half here at Semple Stadium in this Littlewoods National Camogie League semi-final between Champions League and Championship champions Kilkenny and Galway, pretenders to both crowns, who will be very happy where they're at today at half-time. 1 goal and 4 for Kilkenny, but 9 points for Galway. And that's good scoring, Anne-Marie, to have scored 9 points.
Yeah, it is good scoring. They've got 3, I think, from frees, so the rest have come from place. That's good return, and you can see there's 4 different scores there as well, which you'd like to see, just not the same person scoring at all, But I think Galway spread the ball around a lot. There's a lot of hard work being done and they're passing the ball to the person in the better position, which is good,
If you're the Galway manager at half-time now, you'd surely be saying we have an opportunity to grasp here.
Well, absolutely. Like I alluded to before the game, in 2015, Galway were up 9 points against Cork in this very stadium, and they came back. And to be honest with you, if they'd been 5 more minutes in that game, Cork would have clinched the win. So it's about maintaining their.
I know, Annie, you can't rewrite history like that now.
But I remember it. We were watching it, and it was point after point. I remember that day I was injured and I was watching it, and like that, they just went to sleep. This is crucial stage now for Galway because they are the better team. They've justified to be in the lead here. It's not so much that yes, Kilkenny aren't performing as well as they could, but Galway aren't letting them either to an extent. They've got their matchups right. They're utilising the best players. The likes of Henley is having a stormer as far as I'm concerned. Centre back, it's everything that you want a centre back to do. But I think maintaining the focus now is going to be crucial. Getting the ball into space in the full forward line and playing it as expansive as possible. Fast Camogie is what they need. The likes of Aoife Donoghue as well has got pace to burn, utilising her a little bit more. I suppose the time that Ailey Riley has got the ball, she's made most of it, but I don't think she's getting enough. I think they should be giving it to her a little bit more. And I suppose switching around now as well, not staying stationary or sedentary, waiting for the ball to come to you, looking for it a small bit, because the space in Semple Stadium will allow for that. So if you're not if Katie Perry's been star for ball, go looking for it, because she has the ability and the skill to actually find the ball and put the ball over from 50 yards. Doesn't always need to go into the full forward line. I think it's just about confidence here now. I would like to see a few more scores on the board, because I suppose in the semi-final, in the last, even if you think about it, against Limerick and Galway had 6 different scores, but Kilkenny had 7 different scores against Cork, even though they lost. They're not really showing that today. So I think I'm sure both managers at halftime are going to have plenty of words to say. Both teams can up their performances, and I think that will make the makings for a great second half we can have, if we can have that.
Okay, Enda Doherty from Littlewoods is going to join us as well. There are match sponsors, or our broadcast sponsors, and our competition sponsors. Enda, you come along in here a little bit, and it's half time, as we said here, and the National League champions, their title is on the line here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Galway having the better of the play in the first half. Be interesting to see what Kilkenny come with in the second half. If they change their tactics, seems to be a lot of long balls going into the full forward line. So not really coming off for them in the first half. So let's see with the second half. But yeah, certainly looks like it's going to be a Galway Cork final at the moment. So be interesting to see now the second half how it turns out.
And in Porky Rin, we understand it's Cork leading Limerick at half time there. Have you been keeping an eye on events in Croke Park? I think Galway won Division 2, perhaps, is that right?
Yes, Galway won Division 2, that's right. And last time I saw it was all square in the Kerry Dublin game. So yeah, let's see where that goes as well.
A nice peaceful encounter, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty peaceful. But yeah, it's here as well. We've there's some off the ball stuff going on, so it's not only in football. So it's good. We've seen some nice moments of play style as well in the first half. So yeah, hopefully we get more of that in the second half as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Enda. That's Enda Doherty from Littlewoods, Ireland, of course, the competition and its broadcast sponsors here today. And we're waiting on both teams to come back out onto the field. Going to call back in Killian for a second as well, our match commentator Killian Whelan. And Killian, early on you were making the point that, and you commentated on a number of opportunities Kilkenny had. It looked like they were going quite well, but they've come to rue those, haven't they?
Yeah, well, Megan Farrell, as Anne-Marie spotted as well, they've had a scenario there where Jessie Gill has come across and I think has curtailed Megan Farrell, and that has been a major turning point, I think, in this game, because Kilkenny were getting an awful lot of joy out of this side of the field where we're standing at the old stand side, and that was causing an awful lot of pressure then in on top of Sarah Dervin. Now, Sarah Dervin dealt with an awful lot in those early stages, and it's a credit to her that there wasn't more scores possibly went in there, and in fairness, Rebecca Henley and obviously as well Heather Cooney, are directing that back line in there quite well. And but look, when you have someone like Ailish O'Reilly and the form that she's in, you're going to be giving her the ball. 5 points in that first half. I know she's had a couple of placed balls, but just her general play out around the field has caused all sorts of problems. But they are moving quite well as a unit. I did say I was worried of the quality of opposition, but maybe confidence coming into this game is quite high. They've racked up a big score. They're not afraid of Kilkenny, and they're having a cut at it. And really, I would feel with the win behind them in the second half, if they keep playing the way they're playing, they're going to ask an awful lot of questions at Kilkenny here.
Okay, Killian, thank you. We're going to have a final word with Anna before the second half gets underway. Anna Geary, the familiar face, of course, on Irish media, and a former Camogie star with Cork, of course, and the Littlewoods brand ambassador as well. Galway are back out on the field. Anna, Kilkenny just coming out now as well. And I think we're in for a very interesting second half.
Yeah, I think, both managers will probably have made some switches and positional changes as well. But what I'd like to see now is a few more goals. And I think like that, Kilkenny came in here with 8 goals, Galway with 6. I think there's definitely more goals up for grabs, just about playing open, wide, fast Camogie. And I think if they do that, we'll have 30 minutes of an enjoyable game. Okay,
thank you very much, Anna. We'll talk to you a little bit later on as well. We're heading back to our match commentator, Killian Whelan. The second half just underway here at Simple Stadium.
Thanks indeed, Liam. And ball is in and the game is on for the second half. 9 points to 1-4 then. Half an hour for an opportunity to get into a final. Will it be against Cork or Limerick? At the moment it looks like it is Cork. So chances come for Kilkenny possibly into the Killeen end for this second half. Looked like it was double movement on that ball there with the Kilkenny player, but the referee saw a foul originally, so it's going to be an opportunity for them to narrow the gap here. But I imagine Denise Gall going to come over and take this free. Anne-Marie, 9 points to 1-4. What do you think the message was from maybe Mark Dunn at half time?
I suppose Mark is saying that, the next 10 minutes are going to be vital for Galway now, to get out there, get a score on the board. It looks like Kilkenny are going to tap this one over. That was really good work there by Aisling Dunphy, attacking the ball, and Denise Gall has popped it over the bar.
Yeah, good score from Denise Gall then from a distance, narrows that gap then to 9 points to 1-5. And this is the Littlewoods Ireland Camogie League's Division 1 semi-final between last year's finalists. Of course, Galway won in 2015, and obviously Kilkenny were victorious last year, so it's 2 times that know each other quite well. Ball is moved very, very quickly there by the number 24 that's in for Kilkenny, and that is Jenny Clifford. No stranger to inter-county scene as the ball is moved quickly here now. Looked like it was overplayed there, and it was just as well from a Galway point of view, because there was a chance with maybe a 1-on-1 on the goalkeeper, but the referee had judged that there was an overplay of the ball there, and that has seen an opportunity for a free out for Galway. But Kilkenny substitution then being made there. Number 24 Jenny Clifford is in, and she looks like she's going to cause a few problems for possibly Tara Kenny.
That was a great play there by Jenny Clifford. Lovely, took the ball in her hand, laid it off real quickly into Julianne Malone. Julianne Malone made great running, but Galway were lucky that ball was deemed a free out.
Great play though again by Niamh Hannafy, getting in there and bursting her way through, but Kilkenny have dispossessed her somehow, and it's going to be an opportunity maybe here to clear from Catherine Foley, but it's a loose play and it's an opportunity for Galway maybe to capitalise. Ball is back out here to Kilkenny. Niamh Kilkenny that is, takes a shot, but the ball has to be knocked down by the Kilkenny goalkeeper, and Emma Kavanagh of Rower Inishtig didn't really deal with it that well, but you'd have to credit Jessie Gill getting up there and causing hassle, but unfortunately she knocked it out for a wide. But good pressure in fairness from Jessie there, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, that was great pressure by Jessica. Again, good work by Niamh Hannafy. She's working really, really hard. She took that ball on well, tried to drive through the centre, but Kilkenny did very well to hold her up there.
So a chance to puck out then coming here from Emma Kavanagh, the Rower Inishtig, over here to this side of the field, where trying to get a hand on it there and knock it down was Aisling Dunphy. Ball is taken away then by Kilkenny as they look to attack and maybe level the scores here. Ball goes behind the Galway defence, but Sarah Dervin turns quickly and gets back and looks around the house, throws it over to the far side of the field for her captain Heather Cooney. Heather, of course, who is sister of Connor of St. Thomas's. Getting on this ball though is Rebecca Henley of Ardrahan, up along the wing, looking to try and get a break off it. Here is Aoife Donoghue, and it looks like it's going to be a Galway ball over on the far side, and imagine Jessie Gill will come across to have a go at this one. The referee is saying one way, the linesman is saying the other, and the linesman wins the battle because he was adamant it did, and I have to say I saw it from here come off a Kilkenny hurl.
That was better play there by Kilkenny. Claire Phelan, good delivery into the full forward line. Unfortunately, Miriam Walsh ran out over it. Sarah Dervin collected it and gave it back to Heather Cooney. But better play by Kilkenny, good ball into the corners.
Gill gets a lovely cut on this, but it's all the way through to the goalkeeper. I'm surprised maybe some of the players didn't rush in there because that ball came in at pace, but it's a good play again by Niamh Hannafy, getting in there and disrupting that corner back. Aisling Nolan. Nolan's had a thorough time there in trying to deal with Hannafy on occasion, trying to get back possession of the ball over in the far corner. Out the tunnel entrance out between the terrace here and the newsstand in Thurles is Kilkenny looking to break out with it, moving it on, but Jesse Gill is in there trying to disrupt it, and the referee called that as a foul, did he? And I think he saw an illegal hand pass, was it? Or someone touching. I didn't see what he was gesticulating for, but anyway, it's going to be a chance for Kilkenny to relieve here as maybe looking at Galway substitution.
Yeah, we see Shauna Healy being called there from the subs bench now. She's starting to warm up, so it'll be interesting to see who she's going to come on for.
The Rebels, of course, are in control of the other semi-final. They lead Limerick by 10-5, so they definitely are in key position to be one of the finalists in 2 weeks' time. Will it be Kilkenny? Will it be Galway? Well, here at the moment there's just 1 point between them, with coming up on 35 minutes gone. 5 minutes in the second half gone. 9 points to 1-5. Ball is over on the far side of the field with Cooney again trying to get on it. Plays it inside to Henley. They seem to have a great understanding, in fairness to the two of them. Rarely even have to look to see where each other are. And ball is able to be offloaded. It's Henley in again. Fantastic centre back play again from Henley. Flicks it out, but this time didn't look, and it wasn't Cooney that she was looking for maybe in some ways. And in fairness, Niamh Kilkenny though has got back and disrupted the play there. Chance for Cooney to get back around the house there and give it off here to Henley. Henley knocking it long. This could work out, but there's 3-on-1 situation in here. Might have to break though. Ball could still work out for Galway as they try to attack it there. But it's Kilkenny that are going to come out with it, and relieving clearance from the town end. It's up here to a player in possession and in plenty of space is the number 10 Aisling Dunphy, the St. Bridget's player, into the centre back position. But great fetch there and taken out of the clouds again by Cooney. Cooney giving it off here to Kilkenny. Kilkenny looking to get moving, getting inside. I said the county of her name. Ball is on the move. She lets it hop, and maybe luckily she did. She would have caught it 3 times. Drives it in. Oh, what a score! The wind seemed to take that a little bit, with a cracking effort from Niamh Kilkenny.
That was a fantastic score again. Heather Cooney sent a lovely ball into Niamh. Niamh took it on, took her 2 catches in her hand, let the ball hit the floor, took it up again, and that was a fantastic finish. Well done, Niamh Kilkenny.
Kilkenny seem to have Anne-Marie dealing a little bit with Aisling, or Ailish I should say, in the opening stages, and that maybe will allow some of the other players to come into it here a bit.
Yeah, true, exactly. Niamh seems to be closer to the middle of the field now. Niamh Kilkenny, she's mopping up a small bit of ball around the 65 there, so maybe that'll suit her a bit better to be further out the field. Kilkenny on the attack here now again with Katie Power.
Katie Power then coming through, breaking away now from this half back line, looking to get inside, looked to have overplayed the ball, I thought, again, but she's put the ball over the bar. The referee allowed her to go on. Don't know whether he saw a foul or anything like that. He allowed Katie Power to get on and get that ball over the bar. 36.5 minutes gone, and it is now a game that sees matters at 10 points to 1-6 here. And it's changed things around here a little bit.
Just looking out in the field there, inside the Kilkenny 45, say playing into the Galway goal, there's one player, that's Miriam Walsh, and there are 4 backs. You know, Kilkenny seem to have drifted way back towards their own goal. You know, Katie Power's way out the field, so Sarah Dervin stand the edge of square by herself, and you know, Kilkenny need to push up the field, I feel, a bit more.
Opportunity there for Galway, but it was straight into the keeper's hand, and that's a couple now that have fallen just in front of the goalkeeper from a Galway point of view. They mightn't be happy with. As coming forward with it is Aisling Dunphy into the corner here, looking for a bit of movement out of Walsh. A pull of the jersey there by Dervla Higgins, but the referee says eventually he saw the foul, and Dervla probably was wary that if she got inside her, she probably was going for goal.
Now that was a great ball up by Aisling Dunphy, fed it well into Miriam Walsh. Miriam Walsh did well, but it was a definite free. Derval had a good hold of her jersey and the hurl around the neck as well. So
seeing that change then for Galway, number 21 Shauna Healy of Ardrahan is coming in. What are we going to expect out of her?
Yeah, Shauna is a real tough player. Anne-Marie Starr I see is coming off there. Shauna's coming on there now. I'm sure she will probably pick up one of the midfield positions. That's what she's doing. So Galway will be hoping she's going to win a bit of ball and carry it forward.
Okay, so we'll wait to see how she progresses in the next couple of minutes with 10 points to 1-6, 38 minutes gone. Don't forget, this is the Littlewoods Ireland Camogie League's Division 1 semi-final, provided for you by local streaming. And if you're in contact with us on social media, don't forget hashtag style of play. And let us know where you are tuned into us. As this,
yeah, she just popped that ball over the bar there. Kept it a bit low, but Galway were alert to it anyway. Good free again by Denise.
So that was returned fairly quickly there by Denise Gall when all that was happening. So she's got 4 points now to her name, and chances for Galway need to start being produced maybe here, and maybe some of them have been overcooked just in the last couple of minutes. Ball over to this side of the field and switching the point of play is trying to get on this ball now are the forwards for Galway, looking to move this ball on now is Niamh McGrath inside. Here's Ailish O'Reilly, lovely bit of touch of skill looking around her, but the ball has been knocked from her grasp. 2 Kilkenny players around her, and I expect they're going to see an awful lot of more players around her in the second half, trying to get forward there. Look like use of the skill there by Denise Gall in drawing that free.
I think you call that experience there. She put up the hand and kind of, I don't know, was there a whole lot in it, but Kilkenny have won the free. It's a free out now. I see a much tighter rein on Ailish O'Reilly there now. Catherine Foley has gone back in her, and the corner back is doing very well there. Aisling Nolan, and I think Grace Walsh is back there too. Both of those players are doing very well.
And Dalton then of St. Lachtan's and Freshford knocks this ball up along the wing, looking for the player, of course, that has come on, the number 24, Jenny Clifford, to get in on this ball, coming around the house a little bit, but Galway have turned it over and they get in clear there. Henley knocking it long, great ball. If Niamh McGrath might work out for it, was a bit too much though of a 60-40 ball rather than in the Kilkenny possession rather than the Galway way, but Galway have a chance to block it down, but this ball moves on then, and it's Jenny Reedy, Thomastown player, looking to get inside now, looking to get away from the attentions of Niamh Kilkenny, looking to turn on this on a bit of a sixpence here. Miriam Walsh using her strength to break away. Looked like she overplayed the ball, was charging there. Referee allowing the play to continue. Galway surround the Kilkenny player. That's good play there again, trying to get in and disrupted there. Tara Kenny, she was involved there twice, and in fairness did that well.
That was excellent defence there from Rebecca Henley, Derval Higgins and Tara Kenny. Great play. They surrounded the 2 Kilkenny players, and eventually Tara Kenny won the free out.
2-8 to 9 points then. So Limerick coming back a little bit, but I think Cork have hit them for a goal. So 2-8 to 9 it is in the other semi-final down in Páirc Uí Rinn. Here the scores are level at Galway 10, Kilkenny 1-7. Galway did get the first score of the game, and then trailed all the way till just before half time when they got ahead and led by 2 at half time with 9 points to 1-4. But Kilkenny have come out and hit 3 points, but a cracking effort from Niamh Kilkenny has been the highlight of this second half, and maybe that could be your social media message under your hashtag style of play here, as the ball is knocked long. Caught again by Hannafy, looking to get away. Hannafy's breaking inside the 20-metre line, surrounded by Kilkenny players. She's still going, puts the head down, looking for someone to give it to. Ball breaks. Ailish O'Reilly could be in there. Still though, Jessie Gill might be an opportunity to give it back out. Niamh McGrath looking to come inside. Surely she was taken from her feet there by a Kilkenny player, but the referee says no, nothing he saw wrong in that. Anne-Marie, I'm not sure you'll agree.
Yeah, I definitely think there was a free there. The girls were upended, Niamh McGrath was upended, and then Jess was upended. But look, good clearance by Aisling Nolan out the wing again. She found Megan Farrell, and Megan Farrell is now on the attack. But that's great defended by Heather Cooney. She's chased her down there. Excellent play by Heather Cooney.
Heather Cooney never gave up on that. The 2 number 5s went toe to toe all the way down the field there, and she stuck with her all the way and turned it over. Galway had a chance, but they've coughed up possession there, and I'm just a little bit worried about Niamh McGrath here at the moment. Looks like she's getting a little bit of attention to her arm area at the moment. Could be around the hand either, but she's trying to get away from the physio. She wants to get back in it, but the physio trying to get a little bit of ice. It looks like on her elbow, so she didn't get that without getting a bang on it somehow illegally. That should have been a free in, but the referee allowed the play to go on. Ball is played across, bit of a loose hand pass, expecting an awful lot there of Shauna Healy to get to that ball. Ball breaks. Shauna trying to get into this game, having come on just as a sub in the last few minutes, but it's Kilkenny that are getting on it. But Shauna getting in there again, trying to get possession of the ball again, but it's Kilkenny that look a little bit more lively in around the field there. But coming across again, Cooney looking to get the hurling, helped out again by Kenny. Cooney, great play again, you'd have to say, by the wing back, giving it off here now up at the field. It's going here with Niamh McGrath, but turned over again, really not looking. That's the problem as centre forward there. She might be wearing 11. She's not playing there at the moment. Grace Walsh sends it across the field. Good ball now for an opportunity for Kilkenny with Julianne Malone. Malone looking in field, looking to give it inside towards Miriam Walsh. Walsh though taking a bit of attention there from fullback, or I should say cornerback Derval Higgins. Ball looking to get inside with Walsh. She put it over the bar. She has. And Miriam Walsh, since she went back in around the full forward line, is causing Galway a few problems.
Yeah, she is. That was really well worked score by Kilkenny. Julianne Malone, a lovely ball inside. Miriam Walsh is very, very strong on the ball though, and she did very well there. Derval Higgins is unlucky to lose the hurl, but it was a great finish by Miriam Walsh.
2-11 to 9 down in Páirc Uí Rinn. It is at 10 points to 1-8 here. Kilkenny leading by a point then with 43 minutes gone. Our Littlewoods Ireland Camogie League's Division 1 semi-final coverage here on local streaming, and also available on the Camogie and Littlewoods websites as we come forward with this ball now with Kilkenny looking to put this matter to bed a little bit, put the ball over the bar. That's a great score from the sub that was in there, Jenny Clifford. Good bit of play from Kilkenny.
Yeah, good bit of play. Megan Farrell there again. She came from the far side, won the ball, gave a lovely pass to Jenny Clifford, but Jenny Clifford finished that very, very well. Great strike on the run, popped it over the bar. So
Jenny Clifford come on, as we said, at half time. She's put that ball over the bar and has been lively, but just wasn't able to get on the ball to get a score. But she has now getting that point there after 44 minutes, and that puts Kilkenny 2 in front at 19-10. Ball up along this side, and Kilkenny trying to get on this ball. Galway were trying to get there, but again putting in her body there and disrupting that. Grace Walsh.
Galway need a score or two here now. You know, they need to get back in the game. 44 minutes gone, 19-10. Kilkenny have had their purple patch the last couple of minutes. They've got the last few scores. Galway need to get a score on the board.
Yeah, what would you put it down to? Kilkenny seem to have tightened up on Ailish. That's probably their go-to person, and they're not getting kind of clean ball in the forwards.
Yeah, and I think they've tightened up a small bit on Rebecca Hindley too. And a couple of sloppy passes from the Galway backs. You know, I suppose they just didn't go to hand. They were unlucky. But just, I think definitely Kilkenny have tightened up in the backs an awful lot. Miriam Walsh is having a fine game there. And I see Anne Downey's coming out here now looking for advice from the sideline.
Yeah, so looking to see what maybe might need to happen if Grace Walsh was injured. But Grace Walsh is up and being tended to. She has a strapping around her right leg, all right. So don't forget, if you're online anyway at all, the hashtag is style of play. As ball is knocked long. Looking for a little bit of movement now, the Galway forwards, but it's Kilkenny that are doing all the movement here at the moment. Looking to get on it again, Hannafy, and referee saw a chop down on the arm there. Hannafy, you'd have to say, has been impressive.
Yeah, she has, and a real great ball winner. You know, that was a quick sideline there taken by Denise Gall back to Claire Phelan. But Galway were in and top of them. They swarmed them very, very quickly. Niamh McGrath got in the block down. Again, as you say, Niamh Hannafy has been very impressive. Real ball winner, and you know, she deserved a free there. Was a pull back in the arm.
The voice there of Anne-Marie Hayes, as we have this for Rebecca Henley. Win behind her, maybe might be able to get this in around the danger area. Ball carries all the way, but it's good hands there by the fullback Anne Dalton. And out she comes with it and does her job and relieves off then and back into her position. Galway just not taking the chance maybe on that ball from Henley in around the edge of the square. Should have been further in as Kilkenny now come forward, but well read there, you'd have to say, by Tara Kenny over on the far side looking to come out, but she's surrounded by 2 Kilkenny players. Looked to have been illegally dealt with there as Jessie Gill goes down on that ball, went to play it forward, played it off a Kilkenny player out over the line, and it's going to be a sideline cut there for Galway. And time coming 13 and a half minutes. Could you see something coming off the bench here, Anne-Marie, or what is going to have to happen, you reckon, here in the last quarter?
Yeah, maybe Noreen Cohn there for Galway. She might get a chance, but I suppose a bit better ball in. You know, Galway are sending a lot of high ball in there, and Kilkenny are on top at the moment in the backs. Ailish O'Reilly trying to get in there, but Megan Farrell coming out with the ball again. She's had a great game for Kilkenny.
Yeah, they've tightened up, there's no doubt about it, on Ailish O'Reilly. Galway need to get her in a bit of space, maybe need to take her out the field. It's a non-contact sport, whatever about it, as the ball is shifted on there again. A cracking effort from Niamh Kilkenny. She's lit up Semple Stadium here with an opportunity. Was it Aoife Donoghue then eventually there maybe got that one, but 2 cracking scores now from distance from Niamh Kilkenny and Aoife Donoghue.
Yeah, that was an excellent point by Niamh Kilkenny, an individual score. She rolled the ball up in the ruck, took it into her hand and struck it, and that was at 65 yards out. It was an excellent score. 3 points from play now for Niamh Kilkenny.
So ball has gone over the bar there, and good score. So ball is, with 48 minutes gone, is back to a point game, 1-9-2, 11 points, as Galway got a sideline cut over here, and it's going to be Niamh McGrath that's going to place it down from us here at the old stand side of Semple Stadium. They're attacking the town end. So ball is cut in well there by Niamh McGrath, but trying to source out Ailish Riley, but it's been taken away there again, and really. And Dalton has come into the matters here in the last 10 minutes or thereabouts, sorting out anything that's breaking down there, as Miriam Walsh and Sarah Dervin go toe to toe over to the far side of the field. Walsh taking Dervin out of position now. Dervin needing to get back in. Ball is going to be moved. Well done, Sarah Dervin. Flicked into hurl. Lovely bit of skill to be able to control that ball as it was flicked inside. Chance for Galway maybe coming forward. Galway just behind their players, unfortunately, in the last couple of minutes. Kilkenny coming out with a little bit more life out of defence. Ball is going to be cleared long up here into the centre forward position. Chances settle on the ball, knock it over the bar. It's pulled to the right and wide there. Led off for Galway in some way. They could have and should have dealt with that ball better.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah, as you say, was pulled out of position, but she did so well. She has such a long reach. She got up high, used the full reach of her arm and the hurl, and just flicked that ball back out. And she was lucky because Kilkenny were gone there at that time. They had a chance inside.
So looking at the change then that was coming on, I think you had already mentioned the possibility Noreen Cohn of Athenry is coming in, and she replaces the number 27 that came on. That was Orlis McGrath. Orlis was a change before the game, got a point to her name, but Orlis has been called ashore and replaced then by Noreen Cohn of Athenry, as Kilkenny win that ball in the middle of the field. Still only a point between the teams. It's 2-11 down in Páirc Uí Rinn. Those goals for Cork making the difference, as again, lovely play by Henley, knocks it down into her paw and sends it on the way down the far end of the field. But Kilkenny are coming out here with big catches in the last couple of minutes. Catherine Foley, but she's been turned over now. Chance for Aoife Donoghue coming in field again, looking to settle this ball across. This could work out for Galway maybe. No, it's just gone the wrong direction. If it had gone right rather than left, it could have been an opportunity for a chance of steam in there. But Claire Phelan is about to clear the ball out, and it's going to be a sideline ball on the far side for Galway. Fairness, good pressure there on the Kilkenny defence.
Yeah, Claire Phelan got a vital hook there, took the ball off Aoife Donoghue. That was a great play by Claire Phelan.
Galway requiring a hurl over on the far side for possible sideline cut. They're making sure that the bench hears and a few players making a run, but it's going to be brought across over to the far side of the field. This sideline cut then going to be taken by Jessie. This is a clear opportunity maybe for 2 points, and what a turnaround that would be. On the 20-metre line, here comes Jessie Gill then. Chance, cut this. No, doesn't get connection with it, and fortunately we maybe bigged it up too much. She didn't connect with it as well as she did as the one in the first half to cause the goalkeeper Emma Kavanagh to have to bat it out from the edge of her small square. Ball is knocked long and out, getting her hand on Grace Walsh, looking around now to try and get away from the Galway player, and that's Henley. Henley's out of position now and without her hurl as well. Kilkenny still coming forward, needs to be maybe dealt with by Cooney. Cooney looking to hold off the charge there from Kilkenny, off the upright and out to the left and wide. Galway living dangerously here.
Yeah, definitely. I see Katie Power now has gone out to centre forward. She won that ball and passed a great ball into Julianne Malone. Julianne was very lucky that went off the post and wide.
Ball is on the ground, and even with the player on the ground, the Kilkenny player is disrupting the Galway possession, but it's Niamh McGrath into the middle now. But here comes Megan Farrell that we talked an awful lot about in the opening quarter. What a rob by Ailish Riley, but the referee says hand on the back. It was I thought a great bit of skill, but he was closer to the action than I, and Megan Farrell was trying to get forward there. Ailish O'Reilly nearly robbed her, but I suppose trying to keep her balance, she probably did put her hand on the back, and I suppose when Megan Farrell felt that she was going to fall for the free.
Yeah, definitely, she's going to make the most of it. Denise Gall out here now taking this free again.
So ball is knocked long by Denise Gall, dropping in. It's a dangerous ball, but it's dropped out to the right and wide, and all of a sudden Kilkenny have hit 3 wides in quick succession, Anne-Marie, and keeping Galway in this game.
Yeah, and Kilkenny could be 5 points ahead now if they took their chances there. But Galway really need to get another score or two on the board. Kilkenny have definitely tightened the reins in Galway. I see Anne Dalton dropping back there now. She's doing a good job sweeping. But Kilkenny much tighter in the second half now. Dropped a player out from the full forward line, and they're playing a much deeper game.
Niamh Deely has come in. She was down to start the James Stephens player, but she has replaced St. Bridget's Aisling Dunphy on the Kilkenny team. It is 11 points for Galway, 1-9 for Kilkenny. 8 minutes remaining. As getting on this ball is Galway's Therese Manton. Therese knocking it long. Could be an opportunity here. Here's Riley. First real opportunity we've seen her in the second half. Flicking the ball inside. Maybe she could have gone for it herself, but she was trying to find Hannafy what she thought a better position. Difficult enough angle, I suppose. We'll allow Ailish Riley that one. Ball is over to the far side of the field where Shauna Healy is trying to get on it. The Ardrahan woman having difficulty getting it up, but eventually she does and gives it here to Niamh Kilkenny. Kilkenny getting away from 2 tensions of the black and amber. Chipping it up. Dangerous ball in. Keeper has to be sure about it and keeps her eyes on it and breaking out with it. Emma Kavanagh giving it off. half then. Kilkenny looking to attack now from the back. 12 points to 11. Coming up on 7 minutes remaining. On the end of the hurling, she's fending off the Kilkenny players. Bit of a loose pass, but it might have worked out there. That was Catherine Foley. She was very sure of her ability. Breaking out from the back now at Kilkenny. Delivering this ball from their own 65 up to the 20-metre line. Here's the danger player, Miriam Walsh. Walsh looking to get inside. Sarah Dervin stands between her. Walsh still going. Taking on the Galway defence. Throws the ball across. Opportunity still for Kilkenny. Spinning off the attack. Clifford inside, but the ref says there was a foul there. And it's going to be a free in. A chance for Kilkenny to go in front. Could have went either way in some ways, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, that was a great ball up. Well played there. Catherine Foley took her time, gave a hand pass inside, a super ball into the corner by Anne Dalton. You know, Miriam Walsh is really playing very deep, and she's pulling Sarah Dervin out of position. She came out there to the wing, won that ball, took them on. Like, take some knock to knock Sarah Dervin, but she took her out there, you know, and free in now for Kilkenny. Denise Gall again.
So Denise Gall knocks that ball over the bar. Then 3 points she's got here in this second half. Then and that makes it 110 to 11. 54 minutes gone, and something is going to have to work for Galway if they're to find their place in the final, possibly against Cork, who continue to lead against Limerick down in Páirc Uí Rinn in the closing stages there. This is the Littlewoods Ireland Camogie Leagues. It's 2-12 to 12. Division 1 semi-final. We're in Semple Stadium for a repeat of last year's final. The champions of the last 2 years of the leagues in 2015-2016 is here in Semple Stadium. It's a right mouth-watering tussle. No inch asked or given as ball is still with Galway. Could need to work maybe the back of the onion sack again as Galway trying to keep possession, but it's Kilkenny. Lovely little back flick there by the Kilkenny defender trying to get that ball away was Claire Phelan, but it's still in the possession of Galway. But it looks like Denise Gall is going to lean in there on Shauna Healy, and she has done that and maybe turned it over, but Galway's still trying to get in there, and it's Cooney trying to do the needful, but in the right place is Henley standing back off the ruck and giving the ball forward. Here's a chance out. Niamh McGrath going to shoot from 50 yards out, shot, but it's pulled to the right and wide. Didn't maybe need to snatch at it as much as she did, but it's only the second wide, the second half for Galway. Probably just needed to be a little bit more tempered in that.
Galway needed that score too, but look, she was unlucky there. I think Kilkenny, they've really tightened up in the second half. You know, they're playing a lot smarter ball. Galway just need to get a few passes together now and try and get a score on the board.
110 to 11 points then it is. That's Kilkenny. Goals win matches, as they say, and Kilkenny have that goal. That goal came very early in the game. Daniela Morrissey, that was knocking the ball to the back of the net in the early stages, and they continue to lead here at 110 to 11. 3 minutes remaining. That ball was taken and there was a bit of a gap there. It's a shot from the centre back, Denise Gall, and how was she let go loose there? Denise Gall has got two in quick succession. She worked into space, Galway fell asleep, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, Galway, you know, they're the ones now that need to tighten up. Super long range point by Denise Gall. She's just one of these players that you can't leave free. You know, she'll put the ball over. That was 40-50 yards out. You know, a great score.
3-13 to 12. It looks like Cork are in the Division 1 final. Who will they be playing? At the moment it looks like Kilkenny, but here's Hannafy. Oh, it just went behind her, fell off her back, trying to get in there as well and disrupt matters. Aoife Donoghue. Still Hannafy looking to kick it forward to try and get possession, but it's the Kilkenny defence that have it, looking to play it. It's very tight to the line. The umpire is there keeping an eye on things, but Galway look like they've won it back, but it's over in the far corner. There's a Kilkenny player down injured. Referee says there was a push in the back and it's going to be a free in, I'd say, for Galway, but the Kilkenny player down injured, bit prostrate on the ground there, just looking at Catherine Foley, and she is being tended to. I think she might have rolled her ankle or something. She's down in a little bit of pain, but it's going to be a free in for Galway. Still time, Anne-Marie, but you know, something big is probably going to have to be worked here.
Yeah, definitely. 4 minutes left here, and you know the ref didn't play a whole lot of extra, injury time in the first half, so I wouldn't be expecting a huge amount in the second half. There haven't been many hold-ups. This now maybe. Catherine's down. I don't know, is it her knee or ankle? She seems to be in pain anyway. But Galway could really do with this free. You know, they could do with this score going over the bar.
So we're looking at Denise Quirk, I think, getting ready, or Stacey Quirk, I should say, of St. Martin's. And I imagine that's St. Martin's Muckalee. She is just tapping the ball on the hurl here, waiting to see if she maybe is going to be called ashore. And I think the word from the far side, it looks like Anne Downey went out there, has been that she has gone. So that's a loss there. Catherine Foley in the latter stages picked up an injury, and it looks like Stacey Quirk then maybe the one to come in. But she's heading to the end line. The referee wouldn't allow them to go all the way across to the sideline here, so getting her off the field of play, and they're taking their time going to the end line, waiting on this free to be taken. So it looks like 23 Stacey Quirk is going to be coming in, and she replaces Catherine Foley of Windgap. And
Jackie Frisbee is a loss there today in full back line. She's an awful lot of experience. I think she's out with a broken finger. So, she'll be a big addition to come back into that Kilkenny full back line.
should have said it was Angela, of course, went over there. Anne is the manager, but the sister involved as well in things. And looking at Galway now taking this free as the Kilkenny player goes behind the goals. Could be dangerous if the ball comes in. It's pulled to the left and wide, and that's a bad miss, you'd have to say, Emery.
That was a very tough angle for Ailish now. She's right out on the sideline on the 21-yard line, and it was a tough free and, a score that Galway needed.
So it's gone a begging then, and it's a minute and a half remaining. Chance to maybe cut it out, and that's well played there by Galway's number 26, Noreen Cohen. That's only on the last couple of minutes, but she wasn't able to regain possession. And Kilkenny now look like they might be able to see this out defensively here. Just the little touches, and Megan Farrell across field ball then looking for Gall. Gall has been very, very strong in the second half, but in fairness, Heather Cooney is there and trying to get forward. Gall throws the hurl at her. Referee, I thought that was an illegal play, but he's allowing the play to continue anyway because Galway in possession of it. Maybe he should be talking back to Denise Gall as well, how she lost her hurl, but the ball is up along the field. Then Galway look like they're going to come across and maybe deal with this. 1-11 to 11 points. Looking to get this ball on the move now. Therese Manton giving it off and giving the ball to the far side of the field. Then Aoife Donoghue trying to get away, being tackled there, but she still has a hold of the ball. Very, very strong in the tackle, the Kilkenny girls, I have to say. And the Kilkenny girl coming out judged. The referee says the Galway girl was fouling her, and it's going to be a free out. I have to say, Anne-Marie, one thing that Kilkenny definitely bring to this game is physicality, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Great play there by Aisling Nolan, Megan Farrell and Anne Dalton. They smothered Aoife up now. It was a tough challenge, but, again, Megan Farrell was in there too, and, they did very well.
So wind might be against Kilkenny, but they have really played very, very well in this second half here, hitting 7 points. Galway have only hit 2, and that's been a major, major difference. Kilkenny have definitely dealt with Ailish O'Reilly, who got 5 points in that first half, but Galway still in this game. It's not done yet. Loose hand pass though, and this could be maybe the kibosh on it all together as Miriam Walsh moves it across the field here now. Kilkenny trying to get control of this ball now, looking left and right now, swinging the ball back in field. Opportunity could be 1 or 2 of Kilkenny players. It's Gall to settle this matter and put them in the final possibly. Denise Gall swings it over the bar. She's hit 5 in the second half. She's hit 3 in the last 6 minutes, and that could be it, you'd have to say. It's pushed them out now at 1-12 to 11, Anne-Marie, and really Galway have to find a goal here.
Yeah, they do, definitely, but I don't know, is that looking likely? That was a superb ball across. I think it was Julianne Malone again. Looked across, saw Denise Gall stand on her own again. You can't leave Denise Gall stand on her own, to put the ball over the bar. Katie Powers had a major impact in the second half. She's come out, picked up Rebecca Hinley. Rebecca hasn't had the chance to hind in the lovely ball that she's been sending in the second half. That was a great score by Miriam Walsh there.
Miriam Walsh, put an awful lot of height on that, and that really then I think is at home and hose now for Kilkenny at this stage. We're heading on the 61st minute now, and it is 1-13 to 11. Unfortunate for Galway, maybe the way the second half has gone. Cork have looked like they have their scenario into the final 3-14 to 12 day lead, so it looks like it's unless something miraculous happens here for Galway, it's going to be a Cork and Kilkenny final, possibly back here in 2 weeks time as the ball is on the move now. It's Gall, 5 points in the second half. That's a player of the match display if anyone is writing home about it at all. Ball is knocked long. Kilkenny looking to try and get on this ball, but it's Galway are looking to break out with it. Manton again getting on this ball up along the wing. Niamh McGrath trying to get her hand around it. That she does, and transfers it in field. Decent enough ball. Might work out here. Chance to get inside. Ball is still going. Aoife Donoghue looking to get inside the player. Look to be taken quite high with a shot. Taken away. Blocked down. Looked again, Megan Farrell coming across, and Aoife Donoghue's been left on her backside. It was a tough enough tackle there, I'd have to say. Could have been a bit illegal in some regards, but the referee quite happy that Megan Farrell was all about eyes on the ball, and has a good clearance from Kilkenny.
She came across very strong there, all right, but she did well. She intercepted the ball. It looked like there was a goal chance. Aoife Donoghue, took on her player, got in there very quickly, but that was a great interception by Megan Farrell. Free out now here for Kilkenny and Dalton.
No doubt about it. Megan Farrell, she does what it says on the tin. She's tough and taskful in her role, and she did the needful there to stop Aoife Donoghue getting in for a goal opportunity that might have added a bit of spice here. 1-13 to 11. Don't know where the referee all of a sudden is getting all this additional time. He must be adding on what was in the first half, because there definitely hasn't been any stoppages in the second half, but we're well in now to additional time. as this opportunity comes, and Eamon Cassidy from Derry is still allowing the play to continue. Sideline cut from Manton, doesn't really work out. It pops up for the Kilkenny player, and there's a chance inside now. Could finish it off here. Coming straight through on the ball is Julianne Malone, and she's had a couple of chances, but she's finally converted one, and she's put that ball over the bar here on 63 minutes now, making the score 114-11, and it's a score, I think, line that flatters Kilkenny in somewhat, Anne-Marie, doesn't it?
Yeah, it possibly does, but just the second half, Kilkenny have really, they really tightened up, and just Rebecca Hinley hasn't had the space she had in the first half, and Kilkenny have done very well in the second half.
Ball is a chance there. It needed to be played first time though, but Galway have won it back. Kilkenny door surrounding them in numbers, trying to get forward. There is Noreen Cohen, still an opportunity, but the ball breaks down, and in there doing some great work, Grace Walsh. She's done a Trojan amount of work in the second half, back there helping out her defensive line, and has been very, very strong. 3-15-12 Cork, are in the final. So are Galway, or so are Kilkenny here at 114-11, and Kilkenny putting down a marker for later on in the year. Coming in onto the field of play, it's number 17 for Kilkenny, Anya Gannon, and Anya coming on there, probably just getting a little bit of time before the final in 2 weeks' time. And now Galway need the back of the onion bag a couple of times now, but I think that's it. And the sub has come on, didn't even get to touch the ball, but there it is, done and dusted. 114-11 points. It is finished up in the Littlewoods Ireland Camogie League's Division 1 semi-final. It is Kilkenny that are through against Galway. Anne-Marie, your thoughts?
That's disappointing now for Galway, I suppose the second half Kilkenny really got their act together, Anne Dalton played very well there, dropping back. She soaked up an awful lot of ball in the second half and delivered ball, I suppose, that was more appropriate for their forwards, and that they got onto a lot more ball. Again, the tightening up of the reins on Rebecca Hinley. Katie Power coming to centre forward, she had a major impact on the game. Julianne Malone played very well there in the middle of the field. She crossed over some lovely balls to Denise Gall, and Denise Gall 3 points from play, long range scores, excellent scores, but Galway will be disappointed with that now. They had played very well in the first half, but and Downey, she's very shrewd, and it'll be a different story come the championship. Galway are playing again, and Kilkenny in the championship on the 8th of July. So it'll be a different story then. It's a long way off. It's the only thing is now for Galway, there's going to be a 10-week break, until the first round of the championship. That's a long time. For Kilkenny, they have 2 weeks, and then they'll have the final, and then they have a 7-week break until the first round of the championship. So it's a lot of time to fill. Galway will probably take a week off now, maybe regroup, again and see, but they'll be disappointed now how they finish there.
Yeah, disappointed, I would imagine, especially only 2 points in the second half. And we're looking at the tricolour here. It's blowing down the town end. It would have favoured them, but just possession-wise, they didn't use it well, you would feel, in the second half. Yeah,
and I suppose the Kilkenny backs a lot tighter. I know I've said it numerous times, a lot tighter in the second half. They didn't give Galway half the space they had, and Kilkenny hit a lot more intelligent ball in the second half as well. Galway, they were swallowed up really any time they ran in. They were met with tough tackles, and Kilkenny played an awful lot better in the second half. But again, 2 points is probably just not enough in 30 minutes of Camogie, to win a match. It's just very little.
You'd have to just maybe make one credit though to Kilkenny with one player in particular, Denise Gall, a fantastic second half performance and 3 big points in the last 10 minutes. That really swung the game then ultimately.
Yeah, it did, and I suppose it was finding her as well. The Kilkenny players did so well to find her, put the ball straight into her hand. But she'll need to be watched come the championship. She cannot be left standing her own anywhere 40, 50, 60 yards out, because she will put the ball over the bar. So Galway are going to have to look over this again. They'll come back, they'll regroup, but they're going to have to look at that and see where they're going to go, what they're going to do, the next time they meet Kilkenny, because I'd be thinking Galway and Kilkenny will definitely meet. They'll definitely meet again in the championship in the group game, but whether they'll meet after that then, I don't know, semi-final stage or final, whatever, but Galway will have a lot to think about after this game.
I'm sure they will. Thanks indeed, Anne-Marie, then for your help with me on the commentary. So there you have it, Liam. A big performance from Denise Gall, Katie Power, Grace Walsh and Miriam Walsh, all turning this game in Kilkenny's favour, outscoring Galway by 10 points to 2 in the second half. They will meet Cork in the final, where they have been victorious here, Kilkenny, today by 114-11 points, Liam.
Thank you very much, Killian, and I'm joined now by one of the Kilkenny players, Megan Farrell, wearing number 5, but positions meant very little, or numbers meant very little out there today. Megan, you have to be happy with that.
Yeah, geez, we're delighted now with the result in the end. It got really close. The whole way through it was close, but there at the end it started to get a little more relaxed in the last 2 minutes of that, but I think that was down to bringing the extra girl back for a sweeper, so that helped us a lot.
Galway certainly put it up to you though.
Oh, they did. They always do. The last time we played them here in Temple Stadium, we went to a draw and was just barely won in the end again. So they always put up a tough one to us, and we knew that when we were coming down today anyway, that it was going to be a tough match again. So we're just delighted now with that result.
You may not be aware, but you may not be surprised indeed either. Cork are your final opponents. They've won well against Limerick and Páirc Uí Rinn.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I know it's always a great day when you get to play Cork because they've won All Ireland, to be fans. So we love playing Cork because we get to have a good match and a tough match. So.
And games are important this time of the year, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah, because we're trying to figure out positions and that. So every game helps, and you get to get a bit more of an insight into positions and new girls coming in. So, and Jenny Clifford, who came in there as her first time, and she was absolutely flying. So.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Megan. Thank you. We've got Denise Gall, your colleague as well, coming in to join us too. Denise, who had a huge role to play there. Denise, thank you for joining us so quickly. First of all, you've barely had time to catch your breath, but you're in a league final. I'm sure you're happy with that outcome from the day.
Yeah, I suppose delighted to be back in the league final. I suppose it's really something to build on, especially for this year and this team. I suppose with a lot of injuries at the moment, and there's 7 girls come in there today, and it's probably their first real taste of, I suppose, senior camogie, and they done brilliantly. So I know I'll be relishing the challenge now. League final.
You finished strongly as well. You took some time to shake off a very good Galway team, but you finished strongly. Got some good scores near the end, including yourself popping up there.
I suppose Galway are always fantastic and physical and everything, but we were lucky enough. I suppose we just kind of pulled away in the last 10 minutes or that, and still a lot of work to be done, but we're just delighted with the outcome today. Anyway.
In terms of the ongoing development of this very fine Kilkenny team, how important is it to get to a league final, to test yourselves again against Cork?
Yeah, I suppose it's probably not as important as last year, I suppose, looking, and it was kind of all our first year back together, and it was really important, but I suppose it's great to have it to build on, and you want to play more competitive matches, you can play it better, especially against the likes of Galway and Cork, and yeah.
Okay, well, Denise, thank you very much for joining us. Score of 7 points in total, 5 in the second half, when Kilkenny certainly needed them, and Anna Geary and Anne-Marie Hayes are going to join me again. Anna, you've had a chance to watch that second half and to reflect on it there. What are your thoughts now?
Yeah, I suppose much like I alluded to at half time, I think the worst thing that happened Galway was going in at half time and having that break in their momentum. Kilkenny came out a different team. They very much, I suppose, watched the areas that they weren't doing well, and you know, they mopped up. I mean, Rebecca Henley, if you looked at her dominance in the first half, she still played well, but I mean, Anne Dalton, I suppose, came thundering into the game, and for me, I suppose one of the scores during the game epitomised why Anne Dalton needs to be further up the field. I mean, her ball winning ability is one thing, but I think her ability to pick out moving players up in her forward line is underestimated. And I think she really played a very important part, as did Katie Power when she moved to centre forward. Katie's dominance was her physical presence and her ability to win ball as well. It made things more difficult for Rebecca, which meant the ball, I suppose, the possession then wasn't coming in, and the ball wasn't going in as much, I think, into the inside Galway line. 2 points in 30 minutes, and really just said earlier on, I mean, like, it's not good enough from a senior inter-county team in a half of a league semi-final. There's so much up for grabs, and they'll be very disappointed. But I think, like I had said about maintaining concentration, Denise Gall got a point there about 5-7 minutes from the end, and it epitomised what I meant. They weren't watching the silent ball, and it was a beautiful score over the bar. And I think they'll really need to work on that, because what I've seen in this Galway team is you cannot question their ability and their potential. They have great players all over the pitch, but it's the mental attitude, I suppose, and the focus that comes, because Niamh Kilkenny was doing as much as she could, as were a few players, but I think collectively as a team they seemed to lose their way a small bit in the second half, and Kilkenny as a result then I think dominated.
Kilkenny will teach you a harsh lesson, Anne-Marie, if you do switch off.
Yeah, they definitely will. But, I think Kilkenny learned probably more in the first half than Galway did. They went in at half time, they regrouped. They came out nearly a different team, really. They tightened up in a lot of areas that they needed to tighten up in. And, they just seemed to open Galway up that bit more in the second half. I think cuter ball in as well in the second half. They delivered much better ball into their forwards, played the ball to the forwards' advantage. Galway backs were under a lot more pressure in the second half, so they couldn't hit in that nice ball into the forwards that they got in the first half. half. Overall, I think Kilkenny were the better team in the second half. But, Galway can learn an awful lot from that game. Championships aren't won this time of the year, so they'll go back, probably take a week off, they'll regroup, but guaranteed when they come and meet again on the 8th of July, it'll be a different story, It'll be interesting to see what the two teams can learn from today.
Do you think Galway have a chance to turn that around? As you say, they have good players, but this is a very astute Kilkenny team. They were able to rearrange things in the second half to curb where Galway were strong. Is that a worrying sign for Galway?
Well, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think All-Ireland finals are won at this time of the year, and I think it's about now them going back and looking at the areas that I suppose they fell down in, because really there is plenty to learn for Galway here today, but there's plenty to learn for Kilkenny as well. I would just be slightly worried because Kilkenny have a few players still to come back into the fold. I mean, Anna Farrell is out injured at the moment, Shelley Farrell, sister's out injured at the moment, Jackie Frisbee's out injured at the moment, and you've got Michelle Quilty to come back there as well. So they do have very formidable players to come back into their side, much like the Dublin footballers. That's worrying when you have got a really, really strong bench. But I don't think, while they'll be disappointed today, I don't think Galway can be disheartened when it comes to the longer season. If they are in this for the long haul, there are plenty of things they can work on, and they're practical things that they can actually make tangible improvements on. It's not like they don't have the personnel to fill the gaps. It's just to think about, sticking to a game plan a little bit more. They seem to fall apart when Kilkenny stepped up on them in the second half and put the pressure on, and I think that was, if they had played to their strengths a little bit more in the first half, they could have had a little bit more of a cushion in terms of being ahead by a little bit more at half time. I think 2 points in the second half, really, that unfortunately speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's a very telling statistic, all right. I'm going to be joined by Killian Whelan now in a moment. Killian, our match commentator, and we've Cian Nelson there as well from the Camogie Association, who will join us too. So Cian and Killian, second half, Kilkenny turned the screw.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the key players come into it. The likes of Anne Dalton started to control the edge of the square. Any long ball was coming in. But Denise Gall, what a performance. 5 points in the second half. Some key ones, 3 in the last 10. And that really turned the screw just on Galway. Galway were still in there, weren't going well, and only had scored 2 points at that stage. But when Denise Gall hit those 3 points, Liam, that kind of, put the whole thing to bed here. Katie Power drove on as well. Grace Walsh, Miriam Walsh, all down the centre spine of the team. That was the difference. Ailish Riley got, I think, only one look at the goal in the second half. That'll tell you maybe.
It was a big change, wasn't it?
That was a massive, and all credit maybe to the backroom team of the Kilkenny team that they were able to sort that out, because she was causing them all sorts of problems here, and it just, I said to you at half time, I wasn't surprised by the Galway performance. Probably didn't think it was going to be as good as it was, but I really thought the wind would have an advantage, because they were clearing some ball, Henley and obviously as well Cooney, and I thought that was going to cause a bit of problem for Kilkenny. But credit to Dalton, she just marshalled the edge of the square, and that allowed then the centre spine in the team to work, and that ultimately decided the game.
Cork winners down south, Cian, so a Cork Kilkenny final?
Yeah, repeat of September's final, so they're becoming close rivals now. Obviously a lot on the line, not only just the league final, but a bit of revenge for Cork, I'd imagine, as well. And I suppose what both counties want. They want a tough test going into the championship as their last national match before championship, so it'll be a big one for both teams.
2 weeks' time?
2 weeks' time, Sunday 23rd, so it'll all be confirmed in terms of venue and everything now in the next week or so.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here today. Cian Nelson from the Camogie Association and our match commentator, Killian Whelan. Thank you very much. And we may have 1 or 2 more guests. I'm going to call Anna and Anne-Marie back in for one final look forward to the final, I suppose. Kilkenny and Cork in the final. And as Cian says, they are very keen rivals now. And I know you've got a strong affiliation to one of the counties, obviously. But it's a very entertaining game early in the season now.
Yeah, I think Cork and Kilkenny rivalry goes back decades. I think it's probably been renewed in the last few years. In the last, I suppose, in my career, Cork and Wexford and Cork and Tip would have been the rivalries, but certainly Cork Kilkenny stems back, and it goes far beyond Camogie as well. It's also there in hurling as well. Look, I think it's a game that both sides are going to relish. Kilkenny will feel that, that they will want to put it to bed that it was a once-off that they won the All-Ireland last September, whereas Cork's point of view, they'll be looking to avenge it. I don't think Cork will be focusing on the point of view of getting revenge in Kilkenny, because if they go in with that mindset, then things don't go according to plan. It's not a good attitude, or it certainly doesn't serve as a game plan. So I think both sides will be looking to learn as much as they can out of the league final. There's a title up for grabs now, and it will set them up for championship. I'm sure they'll be trying to nail down their championship teams as well in a big game, big final. It's about seeing how players stand up and seeing how players perform on the big day. Certainly Cork will want to, I suppose, get one up on Kilkenny.
Extra match is so important this time of the year too. Again, that break, like it's such a long break for Galway now. 10 weeks the first round of the championship, you know. So like Galway again will take a week off, but like Kilkenny, 2 weeks now to prepare for a league final, builds momentum in the camp, you know. So and again, that extra match is just vital. You know, the importance of winning the league, it does give a great boost to the camp, but I think it's more important that they have a good tough game. You know, that extra game will stand to them when it comes to it, you know.
And I think that's what you want. I mean, this time of year, I mean, they are probably the two best teams, you know, and they have proved that over the last number of months. So I think what we want to see now is from, I suppose, a spectator's point of view, is that you want a really good match. We were talking before we came back in here about the style of play. I mean, there was plenty of scores and skills demonstrated in today's match. I mean, Jenny Clifford's point, the way she flicked the ball on and put it over, you know, shows that, I mean, she's taking a claim for her place. Denise Gall, Niamh Kilkenny, there is prolific players throughout this Kilkenny team, Galway team, Cork team, and even I know Limerick lost, but you know, it makes for a great championship. But I suppose now the league final is going to be the first stepping stone to seeing what we're going to see in championship.
Marie, how do you see that final going?
I think it'll be close again, as you say, you know, a rematch of last year's All-Ireland final. I don't think either team will be going out for revenge or to make amends or anything like that. I think they'll just concentrate on going out and getting a performance. If they perform well, you know, they'll be glad and they'll be happy that they have another tough game under their belt. It'll be interesting again to see how they'll set up. You know, again, Anne Downey is very shrewd. She'll know that they'll be thinking, you know, we could be meeting Cork further down the line. She's not going to show her full hand this time of the year. You know, she'll want to save that for later in the championship. But it's going to be very, very close. It'll be a tough one to call, you know, depending on how Cork, you know, have set themselves up. They've probably had more test-worthy matches than Galway had. You know, Galway came into this today, they had won their matches quite easily, you know, in their group. Kilkenny have had more of a test. They've been beaten twice. You know, they've been beaten by Cork a point last weekend, and they were beaten by Wexford earlier on in the league. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know, I'd say it'll be a very close game.
I think as well, it's great to see Cork, I suppose from a Cork person's point of view, seeing them getting goals today against Limerick. You know, Kilkenny came into this match with plenty of goals, and it's good to see Cork upping them as well, because I suppose even, you know, the last time they played Kilkenny was 13-12, and what I would like to see is Cork's forward line producing more goals, because they have the ability to do it. And I think in the league final, if both sets of forwards get the space, I think we could see a plethora of goals, to be honest, in the big day.
Okay, all to play for so in 2 weeks' time. Thanks very much, Anna, and Anne-Marie as well, part of our commentary team here at Simple Stadium in Thurles today for this Littlewoods Camogie National League semi-final between Kilkenny and Galway. Kilkenny, the league and All-Ireland champions, coming out on top. Galway having a good first half, failing to sustain that momentum. Plenty to work on, but maybe some positive points there as well they'll carry into the remainder of the season. Thanks to Killian Whelan, our match commentator, and our backroom team of Anthony Moran, Dermot Condren, Alan Corcoran, Ashley Tracy, and on social media, Tony Kennedy, and to our director, Desi Campbell. And thanks, of course, to the Camogie Association's Keane Nelson, and to Littlewoods Ireland, the sponsors of the Camogie Leagues, the very first major sponsors of the Camogie Leagues, and also the sponsors of today's broadcast here on localstreaming.club. Thank you for joining us. The game will be archived on the YouTube site a little bit later on this evening, and we do hope you can join us here again for some Camogie action throughout the summer. Thank you.